You know what I should have got my niece? I think she's turning 7. I should have got her piano lessons.
That's great. That's a great idea.
I remember growing up, or like anytime that there's like a music teacher that you get sent to or whatever, especially true of piano, I think they're always like this lady in the movie. The piano
What
teacher.
movie?
Piano teacher.
La
They're always like really
Pianisto.
mean, and it's just like you're like a little kid, and it's like an adult being mean to you and getting like frustrated that you
Hold on,
suck at the
Adam.
piano.
Could you say what movie it was again? That was a little quiet.
Piano teacher,
Cool.
And what year?
2001, baby.
This was a
2001.
2001?
Right after 9/11, it came out.
It came up. Well, that's a great question. I would love to know if this movie was playing while the buildings were falling.
Oh wait, this was 2001.
Yeah, came
That
out in
was a complete-
2001.
It came out that
Shot.
late.
That was just me shooting for like to try to get a laugh by saying 9/11.
Yeah, I thought this was would be like 82, 81.
Looks like it worked out.
Did it
Oh,
really
wait.
come out in 2001?
Yes, it came
Says a
out
lot
in the
of
year
pre-9/11.
2001.
Attitudes.
God. Yeah. Has old French film in it. So give us a synopsis, William. I want to get into it because I've had a couple teachers like this too.
The Piano Teacher is
Sadly,
uh,
like
impressed.
this.
is a wonderful movie. It's a love story. It's about a piano teacher and she meets a young man. She's like 40 years old. He's in his 20s.
He's too
Good.
old.
He's good looking. He's handsome.
He's too old, you're
He's-
saying, Ryan?
He's charming.
Yeah, we'll get into it, but
And
Little teaser.
they lock eyes. They have a mutual appreciation of the piano. Okay. She's an extremely good pianist. She's a little uptight. She's a little serious.
a little. She's
a little
walking around
bit.
like she's got 20 bundles of sticks up her rump.
She's played by Isabelle Huppert. She's also in Elle. She's in
Yes, this is our second Isabelle Huppert movie.
Yeah, she's a freaking genius.
Heaven's Gate. She's in what's
She
that
pretty much only
fucking-
plays this type.
It's kind of a
what's
type
that
A.
movie
character
from the
actor.
director of Flirting with Disaster. I suddenly cannot remember.
Oh, 50
Mark
First
Wahlberg.
Dates.
Mark Wahlberg. They all have existential crises.
Oh,
and they're
yeah,
crazy.
Uncharted.
I
Tom
Heart
Holland, Mark
Huckabee.
Wahlberg.
I Heart Huckabees. She's in that. That's maybe her most famous American movie. And anyway, she lives with her mother. Her mother's uptight. She's just a
Why
nice. She's just a super serious lady. She doesn't have good game. She doesn't know how to date. And this guy, they got heat. They got chemistry. And then things get complicated because it turns out they have different opinions on love. And I think everyone can relate to this kind of story because, sometimes your heart, your feelings, your attraction, they control you in ways that you don't expect. And then you try to tell someone like, hey, it would be great if maybe you stuffed my mouth with a scarf, sat your bare ass over my face, and then punched me in the stomach and punched me in the stomach until my tongue spikes your asshole. And then they're like, "What? I don't think I've done that one before. I don't think I've done that move." And then
Oh my God, that's a classic Tuesday.
so that she's into the rough stuff. She's into the humiliation, the domination, the submission. She's a switch. She can go both ways. And this guy is just like, come on, let me fuck you. I'm French. Let me just bang you. Let's just
He's
bang.
trying to fuck an uptight lady and just trying to loosen her up. That was his idea, I think.
And it's
I
also
just wanted to
awkward,
do quote unquote normal sex.
quote unquote normal sex. Yeah. And,
or basic sex, I guess.
and it's okay because, he's an adult. He's in like a piano academy. This isn't a high school movie. We're not watching,
It's not one of those. Don't worry.
Yeah.
No,
this
that's why I
isn't-
said he was older. She
But
even
Ryan's
mentions it
pissed.
because she mentions it because he's like too old to be like taking that class.
Well, she was making excuses because she was afraid that she didn't want him in
She'd
the
fall in,
class.
to fall in love.
she would get to.
And the
Also,
other people,
the second this dude walked on screen, I go, that dude's a rapist. Like he just looks exactly like every fucking.
Well, he's not a
He's-
rapist, Ryan.
Yeah, kinda.
No. he
Let's
does
get
not
into that later.
He doesn't commit
This is
rape
like a
ever.
big thing.
Also, I
This
like
is a
it,
big
what you just
discussion we
did,
can have
William.
later.
You almost you were like sounding like you were defending these characters and their actions when there's no good character. The mom is the only good character in this.
No, the
She's
mom
one of
is
the
like
worst.
the
One of the
worst.
worst people.
And
It's
she's the
all
only
because
good
of the
one.
mom that she's repressed.
That's
and
kind of true.
ultimately perverted.
Well, that's not
She like
exactly
has
true,
this weird
Adam.
child.
That's not exactly true.
Well, hold on a second. She has this weird like child parent dynamic with her mom still, but she's 40 years old.
Look,
she like can't
he's-
go out. Her mom's suspicious.
Who doesn't sleep in a single twin bed directly next to their mother's single twin bed?
Yeah, you've turned out good, but for most people, it would mess you up. I think.
I'm waiting. In our family, we have to wait until we're 40 to go back to mama's bed.
Mm. You're
She
She's
kicks
got
us out.
more-
She kicks us out the nest until we ripen up, and
And on
then
your 40th birthday, she's like, "Welcome home,
she,
son."
she goes and takes me into the guest bedroom where there's a tiny summer day bed. And I have to help her on. Wait,
We've
we've
got
got
little
we've
nap on your mama.
we've reappropriated one of those doggy stairways up to the bed so that my mom can get up because she's older at this point, and she needs help getting up into that bed.
Yeah.
So then I
It would
graciously,
be cool if your mom was just a dog.
oh, she is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She gets around. Ho, ho, ho.
Who let the
Your mom
dogs
was just
out?
like an old basset hound.
Who let the moms out?
Oh, she. You definitely know them lips flapping like them jowls of
Yeah.
a basset hound.
That's
Okay,
cool. Sounds like
so-
a really nice lady.
You know, that's funny. On stage, I did this bit last night. I don't even remember what it was, but it ended with me like trying to hook up with my parents or something.
Right.
And then people, it was got like a decent laugh, but then that laugh kind of was like half grown, like, oh, and then I was like, well, I'm just gonna double down. So for like 90 seconds, I just graphically talked about fucking my parents. And I was like, don't act like you don't want to bend Kevin over. So this is weird. And then I went home and watched this movie,
Whoa.
and there's that scene in the bed.
You're like, wow, this is me.
I go, am I a pianist?
You should
Well,
sit at a piano and
another-
see if you can play.
Another thing that she says early on is that her father was in an insane asylum.
Yes. She's
So I-
literally got problems, right? Like mental disorders.
You know, the
I-
movie is a little stuffy. I mean, this is old hat. People are into BDSM. Her problem is it's not that she's into rough sex, weird sex. It's that she's uptight because of her parents and she's afraid to actually just date.
She tried to
just do-
fuck her mom, dude.
She's got money, get an
That's what I'm
apartment
saying.
and get a prostitute, like get a guy, like get any guy. You can
Yeah.
date him. And
First things first, move
she's
out of your
hot.
mom's house.
She's
That's
a cutie too.
Pretty much what she just needs to do. And then I think everything would have been fine. But, you know,
that's
it's
the
hard.
problem.
No, because it's
Housing
too
to
mommy
yeah,
and
but it's
daddy.
too late though.
You
Right?
can move out at 40.
Well, the damage is already done. She's still gonna be a weirdo. She just has
Here's
her
the
own
thing.
place now.
It's not that she wants to have weird sex. It's that she's like,
She
In
wants having sex
love?
with your mom's kind of weird.
she's in love and she can't control her emotions and she can't control the weird sex. It's like,
Yeah, she wants to control it. That's why she gives him that letter. And she's like, this is exactly what I want you to do.
Yeah.
You know,
and he's like,
like a
what the
typical
fuck is
piano
this?
teacher. She's
Well, first of all, it was
rigid.
2 letters. If you
Multiple
if we're
pages
about
of
to
small-
hook up, yeah,
Multiple
if you're
pages
about
of
to-
small written.
If there's some
cursive.
goddamn clause before we have to, I couldn't read it too because I can't read cursive, so I wouldn't be. I'd be like, all right, I'm down. I'll sign off on this, not knowing what I just.
You just think anything written in French is in cursive.
Isn't it? Isn't that all
Yeah,
cursive
man.
is French English?
Yeah. So true.
Or what is not cursive?
That's what
what
you
is
were
regular
saying in
font?
like 3rd grade when you were learning this stuff.
What's regular font called? Not cursive.
Manuscript.
Manuscript?
Yeah.
I don't think that's it.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
Manuscript.
Men on scripts. Dang, there's a better podcast title right there.
I forget what it's called. I'm not going to just
Manuscript.
throw
I'm gonna
out
look
a
it up.
word.
Because I'm starting with manuscript or cursive. Yeah, you guys are idiots. I know.
Manuscript.
I know.
I
this.
just
It's a
said I
manuscript.
I know
just said
third
I
grade shit.
I just said I can't read cursive, bro. I'm not arguing that I'm not an idiot.
Well, William like shuts it down like all confidently. He's like,
Manuscript, a book, document, or piece of music written by hand rather than typed or printed.
yeah, things have multiple definitions sometimes, you fucking idiot.
Isn't it just called script?
Starting with
But it's a
manuscript or
man
cursive.
doing.
Should I teach manuscript or cursive handwriting? Does the child attend a school where manuscript handwriting is taught?
Sounds like a Florida
This
thing.
is so fucking Florida, dude.
This is on
I don't
the
know what
Florida
that means. but-
government website.
What about womanoscript, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's called
That's cursive.
how to use a pot and pan.
Women write in cursive, men write in
Wow.
print.
Women don't need to write; they just need to learn how to read so they can read the recipes.
Yeah.
You know
But,
what I
if they-
mean?
but who's
Yeah,
going to write the
yeah, man.
recipes? The men?
A man, a man.
Only men know how to really cook. Women are just good at following orders. Right.
Oh,
What
right.
about Julia Child?
I think so.
This was
Oh, okay.
What
I have
about
a
Julia
question.
Child?
No, I have a question because this is
What about
this is
Rachel
probably-
women
Ray?
can cook too.
I'm getting back onto the movie. That
What about
first
Ryan's
scene-
mom, that beautiful dog? I went over to his house. She made me a beautiful meal of a can of dog food.
Yeah,
And I was like,
right. You
"Damn,"
know it's
I was like-
dry. You know
I'm
we
like-
ain't a wet dog food household. It's all dry.
She brought the wet stuff for me,
She
Ryan.
made you eat it
Ugh,
like a dog.
she made it
too.
sloppy.
She domed. There was a dog that domed you.
Well, when you're in
Dog dom.
when you're in Nebraska and someone offers you a dinner, you eat it. You know, you're grateful.
You know who didn't accept that offer? Adam Devine.
Ooh,
He was blocks away too from my parents' house.
yeah. I don't think I'm
And
gonna
I
go
texted,
there.
yeah, he said I'm not gonna go. And I go, obviously not, but they're having a big old cookout right now. And I go, that'd be so sick if you'd showed up and just ate a hot dog and left and didn't talk to anybody.
That would be cool. But I
And he was-
respect and just 100% not doing something like that when you're
Famous.
on TV. Famous, yeah.
Don't even get me started on famous people being
You need to be
divas.
mingling.
Dude,
with-
that's exclusively what I'd
slop.
do if I was famous. I would do that, and then I'd break up glass and put it in people's coat pockets.
Those are-
We'll get into that in a
fun.
minute. But first, let's talk about the beautiful intro of this movie. So
No,
it
I
starts
wanna
off
talk
nice
about the
and
hands.
slow. Starts off nice and slow.
And it ends
We don't-
nice and slow too.
We
It's
don't
a
know-
slow ass boring
French
movie.
bullshit.
We don't know about the violence, the sexuality, all that shit coming up. We're just learning about the characters. We're learning about this woman who's a teacher. She's got
You're
an
like, fuck,
uptight
this
mother.
teacher is uptight. Like all piano. That's conceptually, this movie is just like, what would it be like to fuck a really that really mean piano teacher that you had?
This clearly was how that script started.
Yeah.
Somebody had a uptight, hot teacher growing up, and they wanted to write a script about it. Or when they grew up, they were That's exactly what happened.
So
That's why it's
I wanted
boring.
to fuck my teacher, so this is my script. So she starts off like really serious, really uptight for
Yeah.
like 20 minutes, okay? And then
20,
like
like 40.
when they're playing that Barry Lyndon song, the Schubert piano trio, you just see like a shot of her in a shopping mall, go down an elevator and then like walk across the room, get bumped into a guy and she's all pissed and you're like, okay, she's like doing her
She's a
errands.
dickhead.
And then she goes into a porno shop and you're like, what?
it would have been
Yeah,
cool
so-
if she just went into that arcade that she walks past and just started gaming.
She was just a gamer. That'd be
Yeah.
But
even-
she's really
The
bad
guy
at
doesn't
it,
wanna fuck
but
her.
It's like, what?
the guy is like
you-
afraid to fuck her because she wants to play like Dreamcast.
Yeah. She's always got her Switch going.
She pulls out, instead of a box of ropes and stuff, she pulls out an old Dreamcast. And she's like, here's with a list that says, I want you to.
So she
This
goes
is
into
what I
the
want you to
porno
do.
shop
The
and
old
like
Wii
all these guys are looking at her like, what the hell? This lady's in the porno shop. And then she
Thought it
gets
was
some
just for us fellas,
she gets some tokens and she goes into one of those video arcade booths.
It's kind of like an
And-
arcade, yeah.
What's great about this movie is they show real pornography. So you're seeing like real hardcore porno.
I appreciated that. Yeah.
anal
And the upside down
DP.
blow, the upside down blow job is one of my favorites.
And she puts in like a
Mm.
token or two and she starts watching a porno.
to watch or to
To
give
I just love laying on my back on a kitchen table, stretching
to
my neck
relax
out.
a little bit. Yeah.
That's the,
ultimate
easiest way.
relaxation. You
just
relax
That's how
your
he's
throat,
69.
too.
That's why 69.
yeah.
head
more
back
of-
on the bed.
It's more of just a long L.
And then that guy's just fucking my face. Whoa,
Well, it's good
did
for
I
your
say
sinuses,
guy?
too.
Oh,
What I mean, or a woman with a dick.
Whoopsie.
What?
so some,
Yeah,
some
what does-
women have dicks.
is this the
There's nothing wrong
scene-
with that.
Is this the scene?
Amen, brother.
This is
Is
the
this
this is the
scene
pitch
where
scene.
she
This is
runs
how,
into? She doesn't run into one of her students in this
no,
scene.
no.
Okay, that's later on.
She's watching the porn in the arcade booth by herself, and you're like, "Whoa, this uptight lady is watching porn." I would never have guessed. And then she reaches down into the garbage can on the ground, and she
Oh,
pulls up a
yes.
little cum stained tissue, and she just like starts smelling it, just
I'll
giving it a
watch
couple of
it.
sniffs.
But like kind of putting it up to her mouth, like it's like a
Oh, she was touching it.
yeah. She wasn't like pinching it. You know, she
No,
was
she
really.
was-
it was in her
Like
face.
she was trying to chloroform herself with it.
And we're like, "There's something a little more to this lady than meets the eye."
I
I'm
thought she was just a
surprised.
regular lady going into a porno booth. You know,
I didn't
It's
know
cool
she
that-
was.
it's cool
A
that they
cum
had
tissue
four
sniffer.
going at once.
Well, that was the menu. Then she picked a movie.
Oh, you just jack off to the menu.
Yeah,
You
and
do.
then you feel like
if you're a
then
loser.
you feel like you're Batman and you've got all these different screens open and you're like,
Yeah, exactly.
you're pulling in other pulling in
Minority Report
porn
or
from the
something.
top. Mine, that's what I'm. Yeah, Minority. You just got like 52 screens open. You're
And then
not
just
even
sit
you're not even
and
jacking off because you're
jack
too
off.
busy moving the screens around with both
I'm just
hands.
saying, like, why would you pay money to only watch one when you could be watching four at once? Just mention
Maybe
it.
that's
Maybe
the
this is
kink,
why
dude. That's part of the
it's a-
kink.
the
it's a couple of
industry is
quarters,
sales.
loser.
Masochism, dude.
Hey,
It's masochism.
loser. It's a couple of quarters. Were you one of those kids that would go to the arcade and be like, "I don't want to spend my money, so I'm just gonna pretend I'm playing while the game is doing its demo."
Yeah, then you save
Yeah.
up tokens for the big, a big day that never
What
actually
day?
happens.
Yeah.
Well, you think it's
got
gonna you're
that
gonna have
100,
something on
that's
your
what that
birthday, and then like you can't.
that's what
go,
that
or-
trash bag is full of behind you right now is just coins from the
when I was a
last
kid, from
30
Aladdin's
years.
Castle. Yeah, one day I'll cash them in, and you'll be sorry.
Yeah. So
Adam went to the arcade every day for like 6 years and never played a game.
Just converted actual money into,
Coins into
tokens that can only be
tokens.
used at an arcade that is now closed.
That was your Bitcoin
Fuck,
moment.
that's like crypto. That's like
Yeah.
basically what crypto is. Right, guys?
GameStop, y'all. Everybody pull into GameStop. We're doing it again.
man, that
They
is
wouldn't expect it to do
2
it.
years too
they,
late.
they do expect it. If you look into it, the corporations are trying to do it again
Do
on their
what?
end.
Don't mess with gamers.
There's words for it. No, not short end or whatever the other one is.
Longing,
Short the stock. That's what they're trying to do.
trying to long the stock.
They're trying to put it out of business like they did with Blockbuster and Toys R Us and
Man,
Well,
all
yeah,
these
'cause
things
it's-
from our childhood, they put out of business.
literally Wall Street did.
Should kill
Well,
these
before our
motherfuckers.
childhood, other businesses went out of business.
No,
No,
I hate to
no,
break
no,
it to
no,
you
no.
guys.
no. That was the
Name
golden
one.
generation. Name one.
Like-
And you better not say the Twin Towers.
You know, there are like horseshoe companies and saddleries.
Remember when the
and
Twin Towers went out of business?
pinball, pinball games,
That day.
What year
pinball
was that?
arcades.
I'll never forget. I think it was September in 2001. When the Trade Center officially went out of business for a minute?
Yeah.
They go bankrupt or they
They were
just blew
replaced by a
out?
woke company, the Freedom Tower.
Free-
You know, some
Siamese
woke
twin
bullshit.
towers.
Yeah, totally.
It's just one big.
Oh yeah,
Tower.
if China takes it over.
Well, you know what's funny is they call it the Freedom Tower, but you can't walk around naked there.
Yeah, and that ain't
That's
because that
bullshit,
ain't free, bro.
There's
It's an
two
interesting
beautiful
point to make.
Free to make
beautiful
free,
fountains.
and we chose to wear clothes.
there's two beautiful fountains there that I would like to skinny dip in, but I'm not allowed to.
Can you throw coins in there,
That's bullshit, man. The Taliban.
Adam? You
did
could
win.
take your tokens there.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
saving
that's-
it up for a big
yeah, I could-
wish to make it the Freedom Tower.
He just dumps a
That
fucking
honestly is like
50-gallon
Like a
thing of
Christian
tokens into
Hallmark
a
movie?
fountain.
That's the only thing I think I could use them for is on a wish.
I'm talking a barrel of tokens though that you just pour in at once. So
They don't
everyone's just
actually have
watching
value
you.
for wishes either. Once the
And
company
then all
goes
these
out.
Well,
like
yeah.
all these Asian kids are at the bottom, like catching all the tokens,
They
stuffing their
wouldn't even have to
pockets.
go to the bottom.
Dude,
They
this is
head
going to be
right
such
over
a
to-
good wish. It's going to come true.
They head right over to what's that stupid arcade?
And you
Barcade.
just
My wish is
cross
to
your
bring
fingers
back
and
Aladdin's
squint your eyes
Castle.
real hard.
What's that dumb
That's the
arcade?
irony, I don't have tokens then. Aladdin's Castle. What are you talking
No,
about? From that
the other one, the big,
Oh.
the
Oh,
chain.
Jafar's
Uh,
castle.
Rallies?
Chuck E.
or
Cheese.
Is
No,
that a casino?
the one with the games and the arc. Come on, guys.
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's. All these Asian kids are grabbing the coins like we're going to Dave and Buster's.
We're going to
Cool
bust
that
at Dave and
adults-
B's.
Took arcades from kids.
They never left. They never were for kids.
We're just
Yeah,
like,
they
this is
never were
ours.
It was adults making them for other adults.
It was
Kids.
pedophiles making
Hardcore
them for.
gamers.
We took
For
it back.
dates.
Adults took it back. Yeah, it was
Yeah, that would be-
pedophiles. It's
Just
pedophile
finding out
bait.
that arcades were invented by pedophiles. Just like a trap.
Probably.
Good stuff.
They made them. I mean, come on, USA, Japan. I mean, these are pedophile wonderlands. This is where
Yeah.
you get. This is where the innovation comes from.
Mm. Yeah, you need like competition between pedophiles to really push that to its
Yeah.
limit. You know,
I want to see that reality show. I want to see that chef's table
yeah, a bunch of pedophiles trying to make
or
the best,
that Gordon
the most
Ramsay show.
delicious dish.
Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, Hell's Kitchen, but it's only pedos. They're using like Easy Mac. They just have to make like kids dishes.
Yeah, totally.
Think about this, Adam. You have a kid.
Oh
This
yeah,
would
I
be
see
a
what
funny
you're saying.
show.
Kids dishes.
Yeah, like macaroni and hot dogs.
it's kids judges.
Like PB&J, no crust.
Just buy a
And,
McDonald's.
and the kids have to taste the food to judge it, but their parents are just like really holding them back. Well, like everyone's concerned because it's just, you know. Okay,
the kids,
so far
and the kids all
we've-
get sleepy and they like fall asleep and they're like, "What's going on?" The kid's
Wait
not
a
feeling too good.
minute. He only took one
And-
bite of that PB&J.
And the chef is all sweaty. He's like, "I'll take care of him. Come on, we just take you back to my green room and
They're like, thanks,
freshen
chef.
you up."
I've got a
Thanks
food
for handling
truck.
the chef.
I've got a food truck out back with a first aid kit. And you go and it's just a panel fan.
And then the kids are just like,
Come on
They
in. The
come
first
out-
aid kit's in the back.
they come out when they
Just
just have
keeps leading them
macaroni.
deeper and deeper into.
You get in
Well,
the
no,
back and there's like
afterwards-
an elevator.
Molesting,
Yeah. We're gonna drive to
Yeah, we're
a
gonna
safe
take you to a
place. We're gonna
cool
drive
place.
to a safe place, and they drive to an empty warehouse, which leads to
Keep leading them into
another
different-
place.
different
And they
rooms.
do end up in like fucking Disneyland.
like on a roller coaster. We're like, yeah.
It's just like, oh, he was actually
What the stupidest thing that ever.
And
the
then, like, they
pedophile that
wait-
just can't commit, the pedo that
Well,
can't
no, they're like-
close. So he
you know
gets
those are
nervous
country
and just keeps
singers?
moving new locations.
You know those country singers who like date a girl when she's like 15 and then marry her when she's like on her 18th birthday?
Right.
Oh,
Or
and they-
you're
and
talking
pastors.
about those.
Teen preachers or whatever. Like,
Who's
Yeah.
the director that we were talking about last night that did that? Andy,
Andy.
Woody Allen.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you wait till they're 18.
Yeah,
you're
what'd
like,
you
"Oh,
say? You posted
legal."
a picture. You posted a picture yesterday.
Hey,
Oh,
shout
I
out to
posted a
Woody
link saying
Allen.
that Woody Allen's retiring from filmmaking after his 50th movie.
And I said something that I thought was really funny about him grooming his own grandkid with the
Yeah, he's
daughter,
gonna
with
marry
his
his
wife that he
grandson.
groomed.
He needs to spend more time with his family. Meaning,
Yeah.
The
Meaning I
grandson
got to
that he's
groom my
marrying.
grandson into.
He has one more
It's not-
movie coming out.
Unfortunately, it's not funny because it's like weird as shit.
It's called The Wasp
yeah.
22. So
No,
look out
he's
for that,
done,
people.
man.
The
That dude
Wasp?
sucks. It's so boring. All his stuff is boring.
Brian, you don't even know what you're talking about. How
He made
dare
a lot
you?
of
He's
good
one,
movies.
he's one of the great pedophile directors.
Yeah. We've had this conversation before.
Top
like,
three.
I'm
pedophiles make
whiny.
good
I
directors.
whine. What is going on? I'm whining through the whole movie. It sucks. Get out of here. Seinfeld
what
sucks.
about-
Curb Your Enthusiasm
Have you
sucks.
seen
Love and Death.
a Woody Allen movie, Ryan?
I've seen
Come on,
Midnight in
Ryan.
Paris, and that was good because it had Owen Wilson in it.
That's one of my wife's favorite movies.
The movie's a
Yeah,
piece of
basic
shit.
as fuck, dude.
That's basic Woody Allen
Oh, my
for
wife.
normie losers.
basic.
For normie losers that probably date people. Adam, you probably don't even adopt a daughter, raise
chick
her
stuff.
to be your wife, and then marry her ass. You normie.
You know, it's an underrated Woody Allen movie. Bullets Over Broadway. That's a great movie. Check that out. John Cusack.
No, I don't like that title. Wait a minute. You hit me with that sack. I'm going to come back.
Yeah.
And
John
also,
Nutsack.
That's what
obvious-
I say. It doesn't matter which kind of Cusack, but you hit
Name
me
should be
with
John
Q-
Nutsack.
cue the sack because I'm coming back, baby. Johnny Cusack.
I'm more of an anything else kind of guy with Woody Allen, that Jason Biggs movie.
All right, let's talk about a good movie.
Let's talk
The
about
Piano
anything
Teacher.
else, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, The Piano Teacher.
So, you know, she sees this guy play his piano. They got chemistry. He's like, hey, maybe I'll date this older woman. And this guy gets interest from other girls. That's an important thing that the piano teacher is not considering.
He's a
Okay.
handsome young man.
She doesn't understand that if she doesn't play her cards right, this dude is going to move on. He has lots of options. He's basically like, you see him in
he's like
class.
20 something.
Here's these two girls,
He's
two
basically in
blonde
his
girls.
peak pussy getting
He's a
years, actually.
he's a hot Toby Maguire. That's another thing I said in the group chat. Did he not look like a deep fake of Toby Maguire on a
Picture
blonde head?
Toby
He
Maguire,
did not look like Toby Maguire.
but blonde.
With a little butt
He has the
chin?
hair,
Toby
but it,
Yeah,
With-
the emo Toby in Spider-Man. Emo
With like a-
Spider-Man with blonde hair instead of black and a butt. He looked just like Toby
and
Maguire.
a 2-point
He-
increase in hunkiness on the hunky scale.
he's
he looked like
taller.
hot-
he's more muscular. He
Maguire.
plays hockey. You see him at
His
the hockey
face,
game.
you dork.
Two cheerleader girl or two like figure skating girls are like flirting with him. Girls are flirting with him in class. Like the piano teacher is
Not
really
interested.
playing hard to get, and it's exciting him. But if you
Not
don't,
enough. He just wants to get that.
if
and
you
that.
don't, if you don't like play your cards right, lady, you're gonna lose him. And
Why do you think that he was so into her?
because
She's hot, dude.
she's really good at piano. That's why he's
And
into
he
her.
was a stan. He was
She's
like standing
really
on
good
her.
at
Dude.
piano.
Like in that scene when he first watches her, that's when I knew he was he was a little too attached. She did her little recital at that dinner party or whatever, and then everyone was clapping, standing ovation, and then he clapped a little too long. And he
Yeah.
was just
Also-
like, and while she was playing, I did, okay, I bitched
There's
about the
another
movie being
thing in that
long,
scene.
but
Hold
I
on,
did
there's a-
love every fucking piano scene like that, where they let
There's
the
another
music
thing
ride.
going on that scene, which is I believe that guy she's playing a duet.
Yeah.
Everybody else in the audience is looking at the other guy, and only the young dude, Walter, is looking
Yeah.
at the piano teacher, which makes me think that guy is famous.
Yeah,
that
she's
ma-
like washed up.
Oh, that's a good call.
and she's just doing the duet, like, hey, you're technically very good, but you're not famous. You're not like, you're not known.
Instead
So
of the
c-
piano, they should have been playing the harmonica. There should be all people playing the harmonica.
Or in the spoons, and she's doing
the
a duet
Jew-
with some guy, some famous spooner.
Jew's harp teacher.
The piano, instead of the piano's teacher, it's John Popper.
boing,
He's the
boing,
piano,
boing,
the
boing.
harmonica teacher.
Boing, boing, boing. What about Jew's harp? Boing, boing, bing, like that.
Oh, my
weird noise.
mouth harp. Yeah, my grandfather was the
Jew's harp, please.
was the king of the mouth harp in
Getting fucked
Clearwater,
in the
Florida.
face. Adam's grandpa is just a dead gay guy who died of AIDS, and they're like, he died at the mouth harp contest, son. That's why your grandpa.
he was doing a Willie 69 on the mouth harp.
Yeah.
He was laying on his back, hanging his head off a bed.
Actually, I have
Just
a
going to
a
town
family
on that
member who
mouth
died of
harp.
AIDS. I have a family
Wow.
member who died of AIDS. Actually,
Yeah, it's grandpa.
They died of AIDS or an
Yeah.
illness because of AIDS.
okay, you got me there.
Adam's husband.
Yeah, they're like
Well, Adam's husband
you don't
died of
die. You don't
AIDS.
die from AIDS.
Okay,
We loved,
right.
dude.
Also, they got a pill for it now.
Got me
So
on a
like,
technicality.
it's gonna be like the new diarrhea.
I just think
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
it's like you're joking about something that is like sensitive to some people.
Okay, we
Who gives a shit?
literally just
If you-
joked
listen.
about 9/11.
Hey,
no.
hey,
Why
hey,
does
yeah.
9/11? Because you don't know
Yeah,
anybody
exactly.
in 9/11.
Yeah,
Just
You
exactly.
fucking empath.
I'm just an empath, so
We
So if
literally
you
just
died in
talked about
9/11,
pedophilia, kids getting pedophiles. 9/11. We did 40 minutes on 9/11.
this affects me.
There you
So-
go.
we miss Terry. Your husband was a cool guy. Like he was great, but you
You
know,
don't think 9/11
you
affected
marry
me?
a 78-year-old hairdresser who already has HIV when you marry him. You know it's not going to last long, Adam. And then we're like, you guys are married for 3 weeks, and then it's like, oh no, the tragedy of my life. Terry's gone. And I'm like, this fucking widow, this little bitch, what
That's what
you
you're
didn't see
saying?
it coming.
This widow. This
That's what you're
little
saying
widow.
about Terry?
Yeah, that's what we think.
What kind of
Don't
friends are
say
you
his
guys?
name. Not good ones, man.
Like,
Okay, and seriously, I didn't have anybody that died in 9/11, but don't say 9/11 didn't affect me because I put all my money into that Spider-Man Twin Towers poster that they had to freaking cancel. I lost a fortune.
sorry,
I
man.
had all my spider eggs in one
Those
net.
are worth a lot of money.
I know.
They're rare.
I was supposed to get one. And they took them away.
You invested
I could get
money.
Well, you put them on you kept them in the top of the Twin Tower.
I gave all my money to some guy, and he said he was going to get it. And he went. He was up. I was waiting at the bottom of the towers, and he goes, "Wait here. I'm going to run up and get it." And he ran up, and I go, "Sure, this is my first time in New York. I'm probably getting swindled. I'm getting tourist swindled."
He's
and then
like-
I saw the bill, and I saw the plane go in, and I go, "Oh, I'm definitely getting swindled."
And
People
you're like,
will go real
he
far
probably
out of the way.
He probably has a backup in the other tower.
Oh, I go.
One of those people
he
that goes
for
to
a
New
minute,
York, gets swindled
for
right
real.
away.
For real, I was worried because he didn't come down right away, but he ended up coming down in the third wave. And first thing he said, "Don't worry, I got a spare in the second build."
That was like
And
Adam's second
and he
husband.
goes, "Don't worry, I've got a third. I've got a
We
third
don't
in
joke
building
about that,
7."
William. Let's not joke about
Adam had two
He
husbands.
goes, "I got
He's
it.
like,
There's a building about
can't
a
joke
block
about that
away.
kind of
I got a third in there."
Terry died of AIDS, and then the other one, he's like, "Don't worry, I got a backup." And then it was just like a 96-year-old man on an oxygen tube.
He
And the
don't
other-
got AIDS,
and the
but he's
other
got
He's a
bedroom
fighter.
emphysema.
He
of
was
the
a
beautiful
fighter.
condo in West Hollywood they all lived in.
No, this is some Florida shit.
Glenn was a fighter.
What's the
Beautiful
gay
Glenn.
part of Florida? What's the gay part of Florida? Is there like a gay town?
The Panhandle, baby.
Is that it?
My hometown is pretty gay. Has a gay
It's not-
community.
Hey,
Also, Key West is like very gay.
Key West.
Probably
you,
Miami.
Adam. Good for you.
Yeah, you know.
I don't want to one up you. I'm
Pretty
from San
evolved.
Francisco. We're pretty
That's
gay.
pretty gay.
So
Yeah, also pretty gross.
I don't want to
San
one up you,
Francisco's
but
nasty, dude.
hey, you know,
Ryan, what are you saying is gross?
San Francisco.
Because of it's
There's
gay?
well, that's part of it, but they're mostly because there's human shit all over the goddamn fucking place.
So it's it's partly also because it's gay.
I don't know if it's a gay thing that there's human shit all over the place, but I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, it could be a kink in San Francisco. You never
Yeah,
know.
so it could be. I'm not saying it's a gay thing, but it could be.
guys, please don't make fun of San Francisco. That's a little personal. Okay.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
respect
right.
that, William. I
Oh,
respect
I
that.
personal.
forgot you have a brother who scams old people. that lives in San Francisco.
He provides
Sorry,
excellent plumbing service, and a water heater. You want to get the 10-year warranty. Okay, that costs 6 times as much as the water heater.
Is it a scam if the people are rich enough to afford it? No.
Is it a scam to install a $250 toilet and charge the person $5,000? Well, no, not when you provide great service. If that toilet breaks in the next
What's
10
great
years,
service? Great service is tricking an old lady into thinking she needs to upgrade.
if that $250 broken toilet breaks in the next 10 years, why spend $250 to get another one when you can spend thousands of dollars on an extended warranty, which just provides that same plumbing company to come in the future and install.
So
a new
your
one.
your brother is the living incarnation of, hey, I'd like to talk to you about your extended warranty.
That's his
that
job. That's
meme.
what he does. He sells the meme. He sells the extended warranty.
He sells the meme.
He tried to sell one to Adam Devine, but he turned it down.
Damn, what would this guy do?
He would go to, well, he said,
Adam Devine? Adam
Yeah.
won't do nothing, dude.
Won't do anything.
He's a workaholic. He's always working.
fuck yeah,
God
bro.
bless him.
I've never seen that show, but I want to get into
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, that show's great. It's truly funny. It's like a cartoon.
Oh yeah, I love cartoons. Piano Teacher would make a great anime remake. I would love to see this movie as an anime. You know, there's a great scene where she goes to a
No.
drive-in movie theater, and you're like, "What's
oh my
going
God,
on?"
yes. Let's talk about
They're-
the movie. There's some fucking beautiful shots. That
They're
movie.
at the I would love to see this in an anime. She's at the drive-in movie theater. There's like schnitzel and all this weird, stupid Austrian food, and she sneaks out. She's looking in all the cars, and she sees a couple getting it on, 80s style. It's like, whoa, this is 2001. They
yeah,
still
but they're
got
like
drive-ins.
young. They're like teens because they're at a drive-in hooking up. So
And
she
then,
does have a young fetish. Like
she
she
gets
is into
excited.
younger. Yeah.
She gets excited and she gets down the ground. And she takes a little hot Dookie.
No, it's pee.
No, she's
Hot.
peeing. She's
She's
No,
peeing.
she's
peeing. You
taking
can
a-
hear. No, it's pee. You can hear.
She takes a hot.
I mean, I
That's
guess you
just
pee
a
when you
liquid.
poop too, but
Ew.
why do
Because
you? Why
she
are you
has
saying it's a
diarrhea?
no? Why are you saying it's poop, William? Because
She checks her
I don't think it
shoes.
is.
She checks her shoes.
No, you check your shoes if
For
you get to see
piss.
if there's piss on your shoes.
Because she's
and the guy
squatting
also
down.
said, "Why would the guy get mad?"
William doesn't
Because it's
bother.
creepy,
see if
dude. It was
there's
a
piss
peeping
on his-
Tom. He didn't know she was peeing. He just thought she was peeping. He had
Maybe
no
the
idea what she was
sound
doing.
was there, and I didn't have it up loud enough. But when he
Yeah,
comes
it
out,
was
he
just
goes-
water.
He
It
said
was
shit.
piss, dude. You
he said
weirdo.
shit. He said shit.
He goes.
Yeah.
What does he say? What the shit are you doing?
I just want to say that
Oh
last week,
shit! She's
I want- if you're-
pissing.
If
Last
you're right,
week-
William, then God,
Oh,
that scene is
shit.
even better.
she pissed. Oh no!
That's the best line from the movie.
Oh,
No.
bowels. Oh, heaven. Well, IBS. This bitch.
Wait, what'd you say?
A piss.
Bowers.
She shit on the
Bowels.
ground. I'm telling you.
Bowels.
So last week, Brian said that in River's
Prove
Edge,
it though. Find it. Find proof.
they used that
Because I want that to be the case.
They used a stiff, like
I'll
fake
look.
body to take her out of the water. And then I rewatched it. It's just the actor. So let's just say,
God,
hey,
well then she's a genius.
sometimes I get things right, sometimes I get things wrong. It's all about
Yes.
discussion. We all interpret things differently. Maybe she, maybe a small
Well, let me
gerbil
think
crawled
about
out of
this
her
scene.
anus and
Let me-
died. Maybe there's just a pile of dead gerbils
Ew.
covered in.
Hey, we should
fluid.
listen to it. We should play the audio on the pod of
Cool.
this scene.
No,
It's a pretty good idea.
we're having a discussion. You
Okay,
at home,
so
you can watch the Piano Teacher on the Criterion channel or by the Criterion Blu-ray, and you can crank that shit up on your 7.1 sound system, and you could give your answer on Twitter. Okay,
I'm,
remember, follow us on Twitter, Men
I'm
on Film
listening to it.
Pod. Go on.
okay, so why? Hold on.
Definitely
though.
pee. It's definitely pee.
Yeah, but you pee when you shit.
Yes. So this is what. So what's going on? Why? What?
Little-
Why
a
is this a
small-
reaction though? Like, whether it's piss or shit or both. Why did she react that way?
I don't think so, man.
She likes to cut her clit with a little razor blade, and so maybe it feels
Yeah,
good.
but,
when the
like,
piss comes
why?
out.
What's her psychosis?
We don't know. See, we only get to see her from the surface, and
But
this
there
is
is
why the
some, there's
movie's
damage. There's
fascinating.
damage there, right?
She
Because
needs
she's
to move out of her
fascinating.
mom's house.
well,
We
she's
only-
also a genius. She's like a genius piano player and a brilliant
Exactly.
piano teacher,
You know,
and
she-
people respect and love for her. But so she's like, but there's something off.
She was probably very rigidly raised, always playing at piano for 8 hours a day or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and her mom was obviously like super
Yeah,
mean
that's where
and stuff.
that's where the S&M kink comes in or whatever. But like pissing and shitting and then cutting. I've known some cutters, and cutting's
Guys.
weird, but when you slice the spice,
Who is the
Yeesh.
godfather of rock and roll? Who created rock
Don't
and
slice
roll?
the spice.
God,
Who created rock and roll?
God, or
1950s.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
No, Chuck Berry. Okay.
Chuck Norris,
Berry.
the karate guy.
Chuck Berry was the
He calls
greatest
himself
rock and
Chuck
roll
Berry 'cause
guitarist
he
of all
loves
time. He
berries.
created rock and roll. Okay.
Technically, it was not. It was Parkinson's
Let me just send you a little video. Okay.
from Back to the Future.
This is a Chuck Berry video. It's very illuminating. It's
It was
like
Michael
maybe
J. Fox.
if you're a great musician, perhaps this is something you're into.
Wait, you're
know.
gonna play audio for this?
Well, no, I'm
Are you
sending you a
fucking serious?
video.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sending you a video. Okay.
All right. By the way, I listened to the audio. It's not a poop.
It's not a poop. She's no farts. That would be vulgar. She's a silent shitter.
No, she's peeing.
Says
She's
you,
peeing
but
or
I
she's
disagree.
peeing.
I'm
I know
saying
you disagree, but you're wrong, bro.
Oh, damn.
look at Chuck
Never seen
Berry.
a
Hey,
sex tape.
William, hold on. We're talking to Adam Bowers, the piss master himself.
Adam, describe this
And
video to the
he
audience.
says it's-
Describe this video to the audience. Give us the title of the video I sent you.
It's called it's called title on the link is the Chuck Berry farting on hookers, but the title the video, the front says the Chuck Berry sex tape. So you have to like
Okay.
it's a sex tape. He's walking in to the tub. There's a lady, possibly a hooker. I don't know yet. She's sitting in a tub. He's walking in. He's naked. Oh,
he
he
erect?
just made her kiss his dick. She's
Is
saying,
he-
"Do you love
what,
me?"
is his dick erect?
It wasn't when she kissed it,
But then
He's saying, "Do you love me?"
boing.
and he's like, "She's like, I really do," and he's like, "I bet you do," because he's the king of rock and roll.
Yeah, he's when Michael J. Fox is playing Rock
Get to
and
the
Roll in Back to
farting.
the
Get to
Future,
the farting.
Not no
and Back to the
farting yet.
Future, he's playing Chuck Berry, Johnny Be Good, Grateful
He's-
Dead.
Okay, now she's getting pissed on. I think this lady.
Johnny Be
You just hear
Good
a-
is Grateful Dead would play Johnny Be Good every show. Okay, this is a
Not
great.
not a very big package, to be honest.
I don't like watching Adam watch Chuck Berry fart porn
Well,
I haven't
you
seen any
know,
farted
on
yet.
an audio podcast.
It's got
I don't
the
like
classic
watching you
Chuck
drink
Berry
out of a
hair.
little wine bottle like a fucking.
It's Sutter Homes, baby. It's
Oh,
summer.
now she's
It's a freaking summer. I'm having a summer day.
he wiped her off with a towel, which is pretty. That's cool. That's a
All
nice
right,
thing.
but
to
you
do.
get the
The
idea.
sex
you
tape was
know.
found and leaked after a drug raid on Barry's house in the late '80s. Okay, it's just a link, a sample.
Well,
I guess.
that's private. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I sent that out. I didn't realize it was his own private video. I thought it was made for public use.
Oh, now he's farting. She was eating his ass with his legs up in the air, and then he's farting. Now he farted in her face, and she's like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "Not." She's surprised. She like blows her head back a little
Please,
bit.
fam, stop watching.
She
This
goes-
is for private use. Chuck Berry did not want this
Yeah.
released. The FBI fucked him. The ATF fucked him.
I can't wait for that Trump farting on hookers video to come out
He
after
said-
that FBI raid.
Did I fart
First-
in your face? And she said, "Yeah." She's all right with it.
You got verbal confirmation. But look,
Okay.
he has no problem meeting
No big
lady.
deal.
You just get a pro. You want to do this? Get a pro. Don't be messing with your students.
William.
Don't
Here's the thing. William.
shit
Here's
where
the
you
thing. This
eat.
is
Don't shit where you
wispy
eat,
waspy.
people.
These are rich people
Don't
problems.
shit when you pee.
This movie is so boring because it's literally just rich people getting into shenanigans.
They're not rich. They don't live
Yes,
in
they
an
are.
amazing rich apartment. They just are.
No,
they
just
are
have, like,
well
cultured.
Yeah, they're
They're
cultured
cultured.
French people. They're
Well,
fucking
not everybody's
French.
a
That's it.
degenerate bar comedian. You
I'm
know?
not. I was at a club this weekend. The small room
Whoa, well, look at the rich guy.
Club comedian. Yeah.
outside.
I didn't realize you got your
I
own
actually
drink.
deposited.
Yeah, you're pretty cultured.
This check that I deposited was the first taxable income I've had this year.
Nice.
Don't
dude.
say that on the air, you fucking idiot.
What are you talking about? I make
Well,
cash. The government pays me cash.
Okay,
I
okay.
paid-
This
I
is
paid
your
taxes,
first
bro.
job.
cash for gold.
This is Ryan's first paycheck of the year. Okay.
Yeah, I've been living off unemployment.
nothing-
I've been
he has
living
nothing
off.
he's
This
not
is
to
my
claim.
I'm just
first.
gonna
Like,
say, Ryan, make
Should
sure
be
you don't have
fine.
any incriminating videotapes when you inevitably get searched.
all my videotapes are incriminating. I do this dumbass podcast.
You got your legs in the air, farting in a lady's face, making her head shoot back.
Yeah, man. I also lost a bunch of money during 9/11 on a Spider-Man poster.
That's
like
true.
everything I say in
And
this
Gene-
podcast is serious and real. So
Yeah. This is all
serious.
good humor. All right, look.
that would be okay. Hold on. So I get arrested and the IRS has to play this tape in court, and so the first 2 minutes are Adam describing
Chuck
the
Berry.
Chuck Berry farting on hookers. Just to get to the part where I confess to a tax fraud or whatever that tax evade, whatever you call it.
I'm sitting there in a suit trying to like look really like professional.
You're just sweating
Yeah,
at the
sweating
podium.
really intensely,
Just-
but I'm trying to look like it's
hearing your own
dignified
voice,
man.
hearing your own voice over the speaker. Okay, yeah, she's looking shocked that he farted in her face.
And everybody,
Wait, no,
everybody's
he got her
dressed
consent. He got-
conservative.
he
Everybody's
got her
dressed
consent.
conservative. Like we're trying to look mature. Like we have like suits on, and we're like trying to be unemotional.
yes.
But Adam's laughing.
No,
Adam
Adam's like,
just starts giggling and can't stop.
No, I wouldn't. I hold
Here,
it together.
oh,
In court? Are you kidding?
You just hear a yep, he just farted on her. And then my squeaky ass voice comes in. I'm tax fraud. And they're like, see,
I'm
Judge?"
committing tax fraud. Oh, good stuff.
Funny bit. Look, it's
Funny-
Texas.
very funny
It's,
bit.
you can't mess with Texas. That's all I'm going to say. You don't mess
Hey,
with Texas.
listen,
got the Texan spirit.
I would also say tax fraud is not bad compared to fucking breaking glass up and putting it in somebody's coat pocket.
I was so happy you made that transition because I
a
was
good
going to
argument.
force it. So
That's insane, dude.
You can
she
say that
sees
in
the
court.
cool guy. She has a student who's late for a show because of what, Adam? Why was this girl late for the show?
Okay, so she had diarrhea.
She was getting farted on.
Yeah, Chuck
She
Berry
had
was farting in her
diarrhea.
face.
I
No,
love this
she had diarrhea,
diarrhea.
but because
I
she's
love
so
this
nervous.
detail. I love this
Yeah,
detail.
but they made her say it out loud.
That's
They're
how you
like,
know
"Why
this
were you
movie is a
late?"
comedy. That's how you know it's a
Yes.
comedy, because it's like diarrhea. Of course, this is hilarious.
Yeah, if it has diarrhea, it's supposed to be funny.
So I used to
Wants you to
co-host this
laugh.
show called Shit's Golden here. It still goes on in Austin area, first Monday of every month.
He was
Shit's
asked to
Golden. I'm
leave.
not a part of it anymore. But whenever a comic would back out every minute, we would put a picture of them up on a big projector screen and say, yeah, unfortunately, this comic had to drop out last minute because they have diarrhea. And we'd put we had
Wow,
like a
that's
bunch
cool.
of shit. We had a bunch of shit graphics would go all over a picture of their headshot or whatever.
That's basically what this movie did.
You don't cancel on our show, bruh.
Damn.
Otherwise, we tell everybody you got diarrhea.
Yeah,
But okay, so she had
Strike fear.
she
into their hearts.
had diarrhea, and they made her say it. I had diarrhea,
And she's in
like,
the coat
"Just-"
room putting her coat on the hanger.
Pay
And
attention
then-
to this detail.
So then
It's gonna
later
come back.
on, then like the cool
She's
guys.
also notably nervous and has throughout the movie slams her hands into her pockets twice,
Yes.
maybe before this scene,
Oh,
like on the way
yes.
out of each lesson. And she's the only female that she teaches.
But this
that
is
we
what these
see.
music teachers that are mean
And she's
stuff, this
jealous
is
as
how they make
fuck.
people feel.
Yeah, she's like projecting on this broad.
Yeah, she's watching him. So like her thing is like she doesn't like this girl. So she like abuses her and shit as a teacher and everything. and makes
Even
her-
before the hunk
She
came in,
abuses
she
all her
didn't like her.
students. She's always
But
in
then
control.
But then the hunk, yeah, and then the
Is
hunk
nice to her. The hunk is nice to
to
her. He
sits with her,
consoles
and
her.
she rallies and plays a really good performance, and it's like beautiful. And Isabelle Huppert is watching this beautiful piano singing duet thing that this girl ultimately was able to pull it together for, and she starts like crying.
Her eyes twitching. There's beautiful shots of this movie of like just her face, and you see the emotion boiling under the surface, and she's trying to control it, but she can't. And it's really brilliant acting on Isabelle Huppert's part. And then you see her go into the coat room, take a glass cup, put it in a scarf.
This is
step
an
on
important
it.
detail you missed. She doesn't just go straight to where she finds a glass and then she peruses 2, maybe 3 aisles of coats looking for something. You don't know what she's looking for. And she finds a scarf.
Yeah.
And then she was looking for a scarf or a piece of cloth. You find out breaks the glass.
You're
Sorry,
like,
that
what's
was
she getting
that
into?
scene. Just the fact that she looked through everybody's coats. She looked through like 10, 15 coats before she found the scarf.
Well, you're like, what is she doing?
So it's
What is
like
she
she's
doing?
playing. She's thinking though. She's not acting.
Oh my gosh, she loves
Like,
coats.
No,
she's
she's
not
brilliant.
reacting.
That's why she gets
She's-
away with this.
She's
'cause
focused.
She's brilliant. She's so intelligent. That's the tragedy of all this.
What's the word? Intentional. Intentional is not a word. She has intent with every
intentional?
action. Intentional.
Intentional.
No, but it's when you're sensual and intentional at the same time. Intentional.
Hmm.
Because she was
Okay, okay.
sensual about being intent.
Well, after the show,
Say it.
the
Say it.
girl
Was that a good save?
Abigail,
Was that a
Sounded
good
real.
save?
That
Was
sounded
that a
real
good
right,
save?
Ryan. What you're
she
saying.
puts her hand in her pocket and she
Woo.
cuts her hands on the broken glass, all the broken glass shards. And then
No, she doesn't just cut them. She fucking her hands completely destroyed now. She'll never play again.
Yeah, the mom
So-
comes later. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is so chilling," and she like runs away. And then like the mom comes up to her later and is like, "She'll never play again," they say, and stuff like that. And then she's like,
Just
"Wow, this
Immediately,
is crazy."
day one, they're like, she'll never play again. It's been
And that-
like 40 minutes.
And then the mom is like, "Thank you so much for everything you've done for us and everything." And Isabelle Huppert is like, "Of course."
well,
Very
the thing is,
gangster
in
shit.
Austria and like other European countries, you don't just get to study piano because you're like, hey, my parents are rich. I want to, study piano at piano school. They're like, no, you have to actually get in.
Everybody's
to the
trying to learn
school.
piano
That's why
over
it's
there.
rich people shit, dude.
It's also, it's European. Not everybody in the class is rich. They let the best students in. So they say. I'm sure there's a lot of
She's rich. The
bullshit.
teacher's rich. Yeah.
She doesn't have a lot of money, Ryan. I don't know what you're thinking.
She's playing in like
lives with her
fucking
mom.
theaters. Yeah,
She-
that money isn't the only way to be rich. She has like presence in the society. She is
Oh,
rich.
she's rich in
People
spirit
look up
and,
to her.
like,
She also
yeah.
is, which lets her get into any situation. Like she's playing at these fancy ass fucking things with
Ryan's at a
playing
fucking
duets-
hotel
playing
and sees the guy
duets
in the
with famous people.
bathroom, and he's like, "Damn,
Exactly,
that
rich
guy's
as
rich. That bathroom attendant must be so rich. He gets $1 every
probably
time.
richer than me, dude.
You're
takes
just
a
comparing
shit.
it to you.
He
Yourself.
gets to
I
smell
just
those
told
rich
you I haven't
guys'
made any money
shit.
until tonight. This whole year, I've made
Oh, yeah.
$0 until I made that check.
This damn bathroom attendant is so rich. That's like when I was a kid. I told my mom, I thought like the guys who worked at Foot Locker were rich because the shoes cost so much money.
No, because I could afford stripes
Damn,
on
that
their
guy's
shirt.
so rich. That guy, he's a referee and he sells shoes.
The guy
He
who
gets
just
all that
walks
money.
into a Lids, no like worries about it, just picks out a hat for fun. He walks out with a
Sells-
new hat.
He sells
Sheesh.
shoes for
This guy's hat
$100
rich.
a pair. Holy shit.
But like, okay, so William, you've got a bunch of money, right? But you don't
Oh, yeah.
because you live in fucking California. So it all balances out. I was making 55. I
No
was on
rich people in
salary for
California.
55 a year. The last year I lived in California. And that ain't shit.
Yeah, this podcast has a
55
rich
a
guy, a
year.
middle class guy, and a poor guy.
No, you guys would be rich if you left California.
No, William would.
Adam, you literally do your job out of a shed. You could do your job anywhere. Well, no, you because
Damn,
your
if I
wife
lived
is the
in-
one carrying.
If I lived in Nebraska, I could. Yeah, I got a sugar mama.
A child killer like Adam who works in a shed.
You got to keep moving, bro.
You gotta think about where that shed in Nebraska, Ohio, Midwest, Northeast, Pennsylvania, outside of Pittsburgh. That'd be a great place to have a shed. You make a lot of profit.
No. I've been saying this, and audience is if there's an audience to this. I've been trying to get William and Adam to completely leave their lives and their families and their loved ones. And we started TikTok House here in Austin. The three of us move in together and we
40
started
years
TikTok
old.
House. I'm
Austin-
33. I'll be 34. So I'll be the young one, and then I'll be like these old fucks, and then we'll do like a
Yeah.
dance.
Hey,
Then we'll
kids. Maybe-
kids.
Why don't you two guys just move back to LA? A
No.
good city.
No, we're all spread out.
You don't even live in LA. You live in the
Like
valley.
ashes.
I'm on the edge of LA. I'm like right in
Yeah, you're not
the
a
border.
an Angelino.
Dude, you
anymore,
probably
dude.
don't even like
Poser.
No, I'm
Red Hot
literally-
Chili Peppers, dude.
You're a valley poser.
No, I
You
love
probably
their
don't
new
even
album.
know
I
who
love
Red
their new
Hot
album.
is. This dude probably doesn't even know who these Chili Peppers. He goes, nah, I'm more of a green bell pepper kind of guy.
Oh my god.
I love White Boy Funk.
Okay.
Oh, so you're racist. Wow, dude. Valley. That's Valley if I've ever heard it.
So
No.
when Flea joined the Red Hot Chili Peppers, one thing that he had to do was he had to write a letter to Anthony Kiedis of all the sexual things that he was into. And Anthony Kiedis
How many
had to read it.
pages?
It was 3 pages. It was all typed. And it was like, you gotta like put
You
your
put glass in the.
Well,
you put
what
you
glass
gotta
in
put
the
your
tube
mouth
sock.
in, you gotta put your mouth in my asshole and go, yabba dabba ding dong.
That's the Weird
Shimmy,
Al
shimmy,
version.
shimmy, yeah.
You're
While
thinking of
playing
the Weird Al
bass,
version of that
while
song.
playing
Well,
bass.
hold on. To get back at him, he put glass in their tube socks.
Yeah.
You know how they
Where their
famously
cock socks.
performed in their cocks. He goes, "I'll never fuck again." Thank you for all the help. My
Focus on your
dick.
butthole.
I had diarrhea before this,
So
and now
she-
my dick's
She writes
covered
this
in
beautiful
glass.
letter, and the guy's freaked out. But then he tries it. So there's like scenes where he's like slapping her in the face and like kicking her in the face, and her nose is broken. And then he
Oh,
like,
you're
no,
talking
that's a
about
big
wait,
scene, William. What are you
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
a-
yeah.
well,
You
the
can't just
episode's
jump
almost
right into
over,
that.
guys. I'm sorry
No.
to break it to you,
All
but
right, so
we've
let's get into it quick. Give one sentence
squandered
lead
this
into it.
episode
Oh,
by.
silly William.
One sentence lead into it. Go.
So she's
Me?
like, I don't know.
Really,
I
I'm just
wasn't
saying
listening
it's not like a simple
cares?
series of
You've seen the
scenes where this
movie-
happens. There's a scene where he fucking comes in and then like does what she's saying. He like tries to do it and he like basically like fake rapes her.
No,
Or is
he
it fake?
actually it's real.
That's what I'm saying.
not
It's like
rape,
yeah,
Brian.
because-
she
well,
is
it's
not
not
enjoying. No, I
it's
agree
not
with
what
you as
she-
well. I agree
it's
with
not
you.
what
It's
she
not, but it's
wanted.
not.
Yeah,
So
no, it is
yeah.
rape because it's not
not
what she
consensual.
laid out in the thing.
wrong.
He's spontaneous. He's
It
the
is
free.
exactly. It is
wild
exactly what she
spirit.
laid out.
Make your
She's
hey,
the
one of you
uptight-
talk at a time, and then
I'm talking.
and I'll respond. Okay.
I know. I'm sorry. I was talking over. So let me finish what I was saying.
So
Thank you.
sorry, Ryan. so it's like their spirit. It's like when they're fucking doing a piano lesson or whatever. She's like being an uptight teacher. She wants it a very specific way, and he's like being like loose and however he wants. And that's how he's like doing this staged, but not really staged rape of her. He like pushes her mom in the like a room and like locks the door and like punches her. Yeah, like kicks her in the nose, things like that. Like these are not things that were in her letter. So
You guys.
They
so
were,
watch the
they
movie?
were in the letter. They were. It was to the T in the letter.
You think
but
he raped her?
no, I'm
You
just
really
saying
think
like
that's what happened in the story?
No, I'm saying
I
that's
think
what
technically.
that's what happened. That's why that scene is really interesting because it's like he's doing this thing, but it's like kind of not what she wanted, and she's playing it like she's actually. And he's like, you say you want this and you don't want it or whatever, like something like that. And she's at like her performance, she's like really like traumatized by the
Yes,
Wrong.
and William, I'll tell you
No,
why.
no.
I'll tell you why. Hold
You
on.
guys
Hold on.
What
You-
happens
let
after
me-
that, you fucking idiot?
I don't
Dingleheads.
agree. I don't agree with everything Adam just said.
You Chuck Berries.
But I do believe in this scene, it was truly an emotional passion on his end. And he actually was doing that, like not in play. Every action he did, like pushing the
a
mom down, was
complicated
not.
scene.
He was like it's brilliant scene.
Yeah,
He was
that's why it's
not.
so
He
good.
was like not in control fully. It was all emotions, all horniness, and he technically did everything on the letters, and he even was saying that. And then he was humiliating her and telling her like, you can't trick a guy like this, da 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 da. And they did all that, and she was laying there, whether
She was being
into-
silent.
she was laying there, and she was playing dead, and which is what a lot of rape victims do. And she, as one myself and as also the victor,
Guys, you guys
this
are,
is the most
are completely
The victim and the
William,
victor.
shut up, hold on.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Hold on.
Hold on, William.
Hold on a
I've
second.
never said anything like that
Just
before.
wanted
so-
to point out that Ryan is
The
a victim of
This
rape
is
and
the
also
most
a perpetrator of rape. Apparently,
no. A victim.
Just slid that in there. William, it was so subtle that William kind of just didn't.
Who
Okay.
cares?
The victim and the victor.
You guys
Who
are
cares about a
talking
funny
bullshit.
I
joke?
think that's what victor means.
Okay, but back to my
maybe
point.
I'm
back
a
to my point.
rapist. Whoa, this
I'm
guy's
the
a
victor.
hilarious comedian.
I'm not.
Oh,
Nobody
I'm sorry.
listens to this.
This is
a
Ryan
funny
in
joke.
Improv 101. Just like, okay, sir, would you want me to bag your groceries for you? It's like, sure, I'm maybe a rapist. I mean, a victim of rape. Look at and they're like, this
That's
character
funny.
is crazy.
That's
This
funny.
character is crazy. He
It's
just
like a Mad
admitted.
TV sketch.
Yeah, Matt TV was funny, dude.
Um,
It was. I'm
Maybe
Stewart,
I'm
or whatever that
a
one.
Chinese lady. Maybe I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever's funnier.
I don't know.
Guys,
Okay,
first of
so
all,
William, the next scene.
you're
it's
not
the next
saying
scene.
anything.
I'm going.
Go
It's the
ahead.
next
What's
scene
your
when she.
what's his William's take or William's
I'm, I
argument?
haven't even gave my point because I distracted myself.
Gotcha.
You don't have a
The-
point.
Yes, it was.
You're just
it was
describing what happened.
Shut up. It was technically rape because the next scene, she's clearly offended. That's when she realized, when he just comes in, he's like, what up, Teach? Can't wait
He
to
grabs
see
a
you.
knife.
Wrong.
No, she gets a knife because you were like,
Wrong.
oh,
What are you
she's gonna
guys-
stab him. To say
Nope.
what the movie
If
is
you're
trying
an
to get us
audience
to think.
member, I hope you didn't listen to Adam and Ryan because these two guys, these two
Yeah.
knuckleheads.
Honestly, if you're the IRS on this episode, please
Yeah.
don't
Don't
listen.
listen to Ryan.
Okay, here's
Or,
what
uh,
happens.
Fucking
She
rape. You.
riles this guy
Yeah.
up. She riles this guy
Victor.
up. Okay. He is like, he
You
reads the
were-
letter and he
Ryan
leaves.
wearing sunglasses and a Hawaiian shirt while I'm saying just extra. There's a
Calling
little
the
spice on
raper
it.
of Victor.
Okay, sorry, William. Go ahead. This is off the rails. You're
You
good.
two are raping my ears with your nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh, we're the Victor, baby.
Okay. You have your two little
called
penises and
being
you're
a
both
victor.
sticking them in my ear, each at
With
the same
throat
time. I don't
fucking
like
you.
it.
All right, I'm gonna mute my
both
mic.
throat
I'm
fucking
muting
you.
my own
Me
mic,
too.
and I'm gonna be laughing off camera.
And you're
to my own
talking over
stuff.
me while you
Having
do it.
fun.
And I'm trying to explain something serious. And I have
We're
two
having a
little
lot of fun
jokers,
at this stage of the movie.
two little Cupid jokers, like Raphael characters, like, like the Renaissance painter with their little Cupid dicks. And they're just sticking them in my ears. And I'm furious.
Oh man,
I look like a fool.
go ahead.
She's just messing with him. That's why she doesn't say anything. He goes like, do you like this? And she just stands there silent. She likes it. She's messing with him. It's like, it's just a give and take. You guys are like, oh,
No, she's silent because she's silent because she's like traumatized and horrified.
I'm so horrified.
It's really funny how confident you are.
Dude,
being wrong.
Oh, I'm so confident. Oh, I'm a confident guy. Look at
Okay,
me.
was she the
That's-
victim or
well,
the
you're doing an
victor?
impression
That's
of
all I
yourself.
want
She's
to
not a
fucking
victim.
know, bro.
She still likes
So she's
him.
the
That's why in
victor.
the
So
next
she-
scene,
but-
Ryan, listen, you fucking idiot. The next scene, she's waiting for him and she's all excited. And then he shows up and he's like, I'm not into you anymore. Fuck off, lady.
That's
runs
the
away.
rape. That's what I was trying to say.
Then her
That's
heart
the
is
rape.
broken and she
Yeah,
takes a knife
yes.
and she literally stabs herself in the heart.
William,
she doesn't
you're
feel
stupid.
good because
No,
she got
why did she take the knife
raped,
in the first place?
she
because she
Well,
was gonna kill him, stab him.
That's what the movie wants you to think, because she's like traumatized.
You don't know why she's bringing the knife.
That's the
she tried to
implication.
fuck her mom like 5 scenes prior
Who
to
cares?
this. Like,
Oh, yeah,
she's-
she tried to fuck her mom between those two.
Nothing that is
No, but
happening
before,
has
sorry.
any rational. She put glass in one of her students' pockets.
Yeah.
She's made no rational choices. Nothing
saying.
that makes sense. And then they don't tell us why she's crazy.
Look,
we just kind of
William-
interpret.
William wants it to be that she knew and she was into it and stuff. So let's just,
How could she not be into it?
because it's not what she wanted specifically in her letter.
So what? Her letter isn't
She's
real.
all about like following the notes on the music.
She says,
and, like,
follow the letter. And then the next day she goes to the hockey rink. We didn't even talk about this scene. And she blows him. And then she has him like fuck her face and she like vomits. It's like the
and then
letter she
runs
wrote,
away.
she wrote the letter in a sense of horniness. It's not specific what she actually wants. She's just an idiot. She just wrote this gaga stupid letter like, oh, like I'm going to bang you and I'm going to do this.
what you're
It's like
saying.
if you sex
don't think
someone
so,
and then
though.
you go, oh, these are the 100% accurate instructions that I need to do when I come over to her house.
But she's
And if
very
I don't follow
rigid.
it, she's going to be upset and then she's going to kill me.
I feel- I honestly feel like
Glenn, I'm sorry. I didn't follow the letter. Terry was distracting me. Come on.
Terry. That's very Terry, if you know him. New, I guess. Damn,
This would be a great sitcom. Adam in West Hollywood.
two old
That's
gay
two
men.
piano
They're
daddies.
giving me meth or whatever.
They're two old piano men.
Piano daddies. That's a
Liberace's.
good title.
Okay, I have a
Um,
question that I've been wanting to ask from the get-go.
They didn't
and
rape
William-
her. Why would she
It
even
has-
care?
I-
Oh,
it-
this is
this
a
is
woman
amazing,
who cuts
honestly.
her vagina with a knife, with a razor every
But it's
night.
always been like her.
Oh,
It doesn't mean she wants to be raped.
I got
bro.
Very
slapped
fucked
in the
up.
face. I got slapped in the face. That was too much for me. That was too far. Oh, it hurt me.
The rape came because
think
he
that you're
wasn't
wrong.
doing it. He wasn't doing it on her
I
level.
could be wrong. Hey,
Even
I could
whether
be
she
wrong,
liked it
but
or
that's my
not,
opinion.
You're so
whether
confident.
she liked it or not, he thought he was raping her.
I don't know.
No,
I
he
think his
didn't.
thing was.
He
I
didn't
think his whole
care.
thing.
Cares. This is
Okay,
this
okay, who
is
cares? Who
not
cares? Go back. Go-
extreme. Nothing about this movie is extreme.
I have a CGI.
okay?
I have a CGI question.
Everybody
I have a CGI
does
question,
this.
William.
You get a little upset with your hooker. You kick her around. You punch her in the
Oh
face.
my god! No, you don't. You treat them well. If you gotta
You buy her an
you don't
iPhone
treat
the
your
next
servant-
day and she's
treat your
happy.
wait
There's no hey,
staff
we're cool,
well.
man. We're cool now. I got you a new iPhone. Okay. This is over. Don't contact me anymore.
William. Okay,
Nice
let's
to
go
go
Sorry
back
you
to
can't
this.
chew food anymore. All right.
Oh right.
Okay. Starlet. I paid my
This is
$200.
a hold on. We've
This
had
is
a 9/11 theme all
I got
night.
you a
This is
refurbished
basically- this is
iPhone.
Osama talking
The
about
downtown
9/11
district
post
of Los
9/11.
Angeles. We're cool. CIA, we're cool. Okay. I crashed your planes. We're done, right? You told me, you gave me the money. I crashed the planes.
My bad. No disrespect. We're
Now the
chill.
DOJ.
No,
Now the
you gave
Department
me
of
the
Defense.
planes. You
the
gave me
Department
the
of
planes.
You told me set up some classes, teach these guys how to fly a
You brought
plane.
me. I'm sorry, Bush. You brought me into a room, pushed a fucking bookshelf in front of the door, pulled out a shoebox with multiple cursive written letters.
Bush and Cheney are sitting there in two
saying,
pianos
I
in
want-
white suits. And Osama's just like a hunky pool boy
Who's
guy.
the mom? No, Bush Jr. is the mom, just laying in the bed.
And Adam is like,
Right.
I
Inside
can make
job.
this work. I can make this work. Look, is it rape?
Okay,
Is it
no,
not
no,
rape?
Crazy
Who
I got a
Things
cares?
for
I've got a
Love.
legitimate
Pleasure,
question.
pain,
even
they're
fucking say it,
all
I think, after that.
intertwined. We don't know what's going on.
I've
with
got
the
a
piano
I've got a
teacher. She's
legitimate
so
movie question,
crazy.
William.
If you understand the piano teacher, you're sick.
William, I got a movie question. And this actually might be a thing now that you said the movie came out in 2001. So the first time you see that young, I forget his name, but the hot guy, Walter, the first time you see him play the piano, it's a full wide shot, profile shot of him sitting at a grand piano playing it, but
Is he
his
playing the
hands
piano?
his hands look CGI as a fuck.
They're not CGI.
So does he actually know how to play the piano?
He's playing it, but they just replace it with better music.
No, I think I think he really is playing it right.
It matches
Man.
up, but it also looks,
William.
the shot looks so
You guys are
CGI.
complete idiots.
I think he's
William,
right.
you
I
just-
don't
You think
think
they're
it's
William,
miking
you're
CGI.
the, you think they're
William, you're
miking
like-
the piano?
You just
It's not
promoted
CGI.
hitting hookers. So I'll be an idiot if that's what that means.
Whoa, we're doing bits on the radio. I don't
I
know
don't
any
do
girl
bits,
named
dude.
Starlet, okay?
Everything I say on this podcast is truth. Okay.
Ryan, stop doubling down. It's funny. It's crazy. I feel like how much you thought she pooped.
Yeah, William, you're
Sorry.
living in your own fucking
My mic.
lane, dude.
Then you thought she
It was
see
clearly
the movie?
pee.
When
It
you
was
see the movie
clearly
3
pee.
times, you have deeper ideas. You have deeper questions.
I'm not watching this movie a second time. It's too long. I might watch the piano scenes. The music was beautiful.
That's nice.
It's just classist shit.
We don't see that what's on the ground. Okay.
How many brown
your
people were
head.
in this movie? How many
You don't
black
see
people were in
what's
this
on the
movie?
ground.
How many
She
how many
checks her
not white
shoes.
people? How many not white people were in this movie, William?
Hopefully
one.
0. Probably in the porn scene. Maybe there was one.
There wasn't. Maybe. She might have been
In the
Latino.
porn
It's hard
shop,
to
there's
tell
like
when
a
she's,
there's like
when
an
she's doing a
Iranian
Different time
wheelie.
in France, you know.
When she's doing a wheelie 69, it's hard to tell the nationality,
69.
ethnicity, whatever. A wheelie 69 just laying on the back,
Head hanging over.
head hanging over the kitchen table. You got to, depending on how long you are, you got to put the leaf in the middle.
Right.
You know, Starlet is a
William,
very
it's
talented
fine.
Woman.
William, did this
Yeah,
happen to
she's
you?
Hold
Hold on,
Starlet's
hold
a
on.
very talented woman, but just don't believe her lies. That's all I'm going to say.
Hold on, Adam. I see
Physically
what's
beautiful.
happening. William was the piano teacher in that scene. Something like that happened in his life, and he's can't
I
acknowledge it as
wasn't
rape.
raped.
He wasn't the
I
victor.
wasn't raped. I
It
wasn't
was
raped.
love making.
But I was in prison, and those 5 Marines took advantage of me that one weekend.
But they didn't follow the
SEAL Team
directions.
Six.
they
I
were
was
thought there
in
were 6
charge.
of
I was
them.
the alpha. I was the alpha.
When I got spit roasted by SEAL Team
The
6.
6th one was the 6th man from the movie, the ghost.
The
Oh,
Marlon Wayans movie.
Yeah, that was the 6th man. It was a ghost, and
Oh.
I dominated him.
The little angels.
speaking
and
of
the
ghosts, speaking of ghosts and Ghost Dad
asshole.
is where I'm
Right.
going with this.
Ghost Dad
La-
featuring the music from Sorcerer.
Last night there was 3 very
cool.
drunk frat bros at a bachelor party at the show, and they were just loud. They were having fun, but they were wasted and loud. And I did like a roofie thing a bit, and they got way too excited about it. And I called them the Cosby Crew, and the entire audience laughed and understood that I was calling them date rapists.
Right.
And it's we live in a world now where you call somebody Cosby and you're a rapist.
That's fucked
Comedy's
up.
awesome. Comedy's fun again.
I never liked Fat Albert. So what did we
well, you-
learn? What's the
I brought-
message?
I saw Ghost Dad in theater. But
Just don't fucking take piano classes. Don't deal with cunts.
dude. No.
I saw Ghost Dad in theaters, by the way. At the
Just-
Cinerama Dome in
I mean,
Hollywood.
you know, just throwing it
Premiere.
out there.
Great seats.
No,
Don't
I saw
fall in
Ghost Dad in
love.
the movie theater too.
Ryan, don't say that. Don't take
The
that away
moral
from
of
this
this
movie.
the moral of this movie is don't fall in love with
He's
anything.
just in a weird place, guys.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Ryan. Correct.
No, it's move
Don't
out of your
fall in love
moms.
with don't fall in love with piano. Don't fall in love with your mom.
Love
don't
is
fall in love
dumb.
with
Don't live with your
anything.
mom when you're 40.
Love doesn't work. You'll never meet
It's not
anyone
real,
who's
man.
like you. You're a special.
you're a special little baby boy.
Yeah, you're a special little baby boy. Stay in your little crib. Okay, stay there
You're
forever.
my special little Walter.
Look at Adam. He's in the shed. He's miserable.
I'm in the
He
crib.
blew it.
This is my
He
crib.
blew it. The succubus sucked their talons into him. And while she
got
sits at
sucked,
home
bro.
watching
My
Midnight
wife?
in Paris.
Talk about what?
Watching Midnight in Paris on repeat. One of the
And she's like, I
one
can
of the weaker
separate.
Woody Allen movies.
She goes,
Hey,
I'm
give
an
her a break.
ally. She goes, I'm an
movie's fun.
ally, but I can separate the director from the film on this one, Midnight in Paris.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey,
yeah, my
I'm-
wife is a fucking not an ally.
So are you, bro.
She-
You're an ally.
No, I gave up Woody
Hey,
Allen
hey,
movies.
I had a family member who died of AIDS, guys. Come
I
on.
doubled down on Woody Allen. I was like, this guy has got some good ideas.
Be like interesting. I'm getting in.
No, just
I'm
buy him of
realizing that
age. You
he's-
don't got to groom them. Listen,
Crimes and
people are-
misdemeanors. Great
people are
movie.
easy. Adults are
Which
just
is
as
it,
easy to
you know?
groom as children are. Okay, that's the moral of this episode.
What is marrying your daughter? Is that a crime or is that just a misdemeanor?
It's a crime against nature.
Adopted daughter. Adopted. It's his girlfriend's adopted daughter. It wasn't even his daughter. Guys, the lies.
Yeah, it's true. I don't want to.
So many lies.
Oh my
don't wanna
bad,
ruin
man.
Woody
That's
Allen's
my
name.
god. Oh shit, I didn't know that factor. That's different.
You expect me to believe Mia Farrow and Ronan Farrow? Crazy. Don't even get me started.
Can you imagine being married and then like having moments in that marriage being like, I remember when I took you to get pencils and paper for school.
Well,
That's
no,
when,
she
that's
was.
when I noticed your ass the first time.
She was.
And Sun Yi, when
an
you were
older
in,
sister.
when,
when you were
uh,
sitting on
Robin's
Santa
thing.
Claus's lap. That's
Remember
when
that
I
summer
noticed
when
you
you
had.
wanted to go to that summer camp? That's when I noticed that ass, girl. And I go, I'm gonna
Yeah.
make this daughter my wife.
I'm gonna
It's
fuck
creepy,
that girl
William.
one day.
And none of his movies aren't good enough for him to do that.
What about Melinda and Melinda? With
No,
Will
what is
Ferrell?
that?
That's the one with Will Ferrell.
But that Amazon show with Miley Cyrus.
Mm-hmm.
Is this all Woody Allen?
Yeah, his classics.
What about
No.
Alice? September.
No. What is that? No.
Radio Days.
Interiors.
Is this Woody Allen?
Interior.
Is this Woody Allen?
What about
Yes.
No, then.
that Alec Baldwin one?
Hush
Is this
Rush.
Woody
Josh
Allen?
Brolin.
Oh yeah, where he like Alec Baldwin does a funny kiss on a lady in that movie. Like
Vicky
pushes her up against the
Cristina
wall.
Barcelona.
That movie's dope.
He pushes a gun up to
Match
her mouth
Point.
and pulls the trigger and he kills her in real life.
That was my
Match
first Woody Allen
Point.
movie. Was Match Point. Saw it
Listen
in
to this
theaters with a bunch of
dumbass.
like
You
80
probably
year
you didn't even see
Man.
Crimes and
Sold out.
Misdemeanors before you saw Match Point, and you're like, wow, this is pretty original.
I'm one wine cooler away from getting very verbally violent towards y'all.
Me?
My first Woody Allen movie, I
Both
saw.
of y'all. Woody Allen is a fucking he sucks. His movies aren't good enough
I
for
mean, we're
him
just
to
fucking
fucking
around.
groom his. No, you're not. Because
Great
everything I say
stand-up comedian,
on this
one of the
episode is
greatest stand-up
serious.
comedians who ever lived. One of the greatest stand-up comedians who ever lived.
He did stand up.
Yeah, the Moose bit.
Listen, there's only one Allen that I'll
The
fuck
mo-
around
I
with, and
shot
that's
a moose.
Mr. Tim himself, Home Improvement, Tim Allen.
I shot a moose. I shot a moose. Puts the moose on the car. Goes to a costume party. Name one Tim
So I'm
Allen
in a-
bit.
Name one Tim Allen bit.
Yeah.
He did a whole bid for selling coke.
Men are pigs. That's fun.
Every time he
But
walks
yeah,
down
Men Are
in
Pigs
Home
is his famous
Improvement,
bit,
every
but-
time he walks down the
Being
stairs in Home
facetious,
Improvement,
and I don't like
he-
it, Ryan.
he bangs his head
Let's be
on a
serious.
freaking pipe. And that's the funniest shit in any sitcom. The same thing happens every single time. Every single time he walks downstairs. And he only walks downstairs
Yeah.
once every 20 episodes. They only change the set.
It's a good
It's
show.
fucking funny.
What happened to that
There's a
cute
scene.
guy
There's
on
a
the
scene.
show?
William, you asked. There's a
Does he
scene
still host
in
Family
one of the
Feud?
episodes of Home Alone of Home Improvement, where it's a Christmas episode, and they scan all the Christmas stockings across the fireplace, and they're all normal.
Is this gonna have a
and then his-
punchline, Ryan?
and then his is 42 feet long. His is so long and full compared
He
to
wants a
and
lot
the
of
whole.
presents.
The joke is he's the one buying the presents, so he just bought all the presents for himself. It's
That's
fucking
fun.
funny, dude.
It's
The
good
pan
stuff.
over, it's good. It's good. A good pan.
It's kind of like it's like this
So
movie
there's
has
two
pans
bits.
like that.
Yeah,
Some
that's
good
not
pans with
stand
good
up.
reveals. You know
Oh,
what
here
this,
I'll give you,
you
a
know what I
second.
really
I'll give
like
you a
in this
third bit.
I
That
really
shit's
like
funny.
it's good. Yes, we all agree it's funny. But I liked there's two parts, I think, correct me if I'm missing one, but there's two parts that have like where she like it's like a tracking shot of her as she was walking through this like a room or space or whatever, and then it becomes something else or whatever, or like she like the camera moves or something moves, and then it's like way different than what you think it is. It's like the first one is like she's sitting in this like lobby of this movie theater, and then she like follows everyone out, and then it's like a drive-in, so she's like goes from inside to outside, and like this one kind of surprising shot. And then
who directed this?
Woody Allen.
And then there's another one where after she like sucks the guy's egg and barfs and stuff, she like runs away and then like opens the door into like, and they're just on the ice, and she like runs across the ice rink, which is like, I thought it was like surprising. You think you're there in like a closet or something. Interesting. What do you think about that?
When she was at the ice rink.
Yeah.
20-minute shot. It's pretty good.
That's
that 20-minute unbroken shot with like dozens of
I knew the
different
ice was out
camera
there,
angles.
though.
Yeah, that's a good shot, Adam.
No,
it's one of the best
The
shots in the
last
movie.
part where she goes from the space to like the ice rink.
Yeah,
I
that was
guess
a
she
good
was
shot, but I
raped,
knew the
right?
ice was out there because that's like a standard like closet.
You two idiots.
Why did she puke? Did he come in her mouth? Like did he bust? And here's the deal. I grew up I'm a hockey family. Hockey players fucking stink.
Yeah,
after
big,
they just get off the
nasty,
ice.
sweaty balls, and
that's
just rubbing up and down her
the
face.
scene, and he has to take off like 3 layers of pants because he's got his hockey pants, and then he's got his jock strap, and then he's got his thing, and then he puts them back on, and then he has to take them off again. That shit is funny. That scene is funny.
This is a comedy. When she pukes, it's because, she wants to indulge, but then she's in conflict with herself over, should I let loose, or do I have to be in control? What would my mom think? Well, yada, yada, yada. She's all in her head. She's annoying. She's a bad fuck. And this guy's like, gets tired of her bullshit, kicking her in the face, and stupid mom is yelling, running around. It's just like, enough.
Yeah,
lady, I got other
very
options.
Desperate in that.
I got
she's
other
very
options.
desperate in that. Yeah.
That
was a
scene at
very
the end
desperate
when he
scene.
shows up and he just laughs in her face and runs away. It was like, yes, amen, brother.
Yeah.
Just him
Exactly.
and his pack of friends.
That's
one of the
greatest-
Have you ever
that's one of the
frolicked
most
off with
satisfying-
friends like that?
Yes, it's one of the most satisfying things you can do.
You
An
frolicked
uptight-
around.
An uptight
They
cunt
tee heat up
who
the
turns you
stairs.
down. You're just like, you know what? I'm moving on, lady.
Yeah, but you make your move and you're like passionately kissing her. You're like,
You're like,
okay, we're gonna have fun.
You obviously like
spontaneous
me.
sex.
we've been hanging out for weeks. What is this?
And then
All
she
right, I'm
stops
moving
and
on.
makes you.
I got a new girl.
She's
You're
like,
done. I'll
she's
bang
treating
anyone,
it
I don't
like it's a
care.
piano lesson.
You're not special.
These piano teachers, they should take sex lessons. Not
These
not
piano
so much
teachers-
piano lessons.
These piano teachers,
Sex
they should be
lessons.
sex students.
Have you thought about taking a class?
With a sex
That was a
teacher.
deleted scene, and Robin Williams was the
You thought
sex.
about-
Robin Williams was the sex teacher, and it's like, in every like baby, like she's having a baby comedy now. They always have like the baby maternity class, and it's silly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Breathe.
It's-
it's a very
And Robin
flamboyant,
Williams
like,
is teaching
teacher.
this. It's always like a celebrity cameo teaching. Robin Williams in the deleted scene was teaching her how to have sex. He's like, all right, now what are we gonna do?
In the
Let's be
Patch
so
Adams
here.
costume. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Honk honk. And he's like, there's like
You
an
haven't
old
got a
homeless
William
guy.
impression in a while. Yeah, do your
Yeah,
do your Robin Williams.
Oh well, that's a nice little cock. See, that's Robin Williams' like lady voice. He's doing all the voices.
Dave. Yeah,
Oh
he's-
well, look at that.
kinda
That's
like
a
a-
nice little cock.
it's a lot of voices at once. That's how you do a Robin Williams.
He's the goat.
Yeah, throat.
Dude, he'll never die, man. That dude's funny as hell.
Ryan.
He's talking about ghost.
I'm
Dad.
surprised I haven't heard about why like these old dogs aren't doing any new specials. I'm waiting for that next Williams.
Yeah,
I haven't heard from
when
him.
will
Cosby.
he tour again?
When's Cosby getting his Netflix special?
Honestly,
he was gonna
probably
tour.
sooner than Robin.
Uncanceled. Bill Cosby is back in concert. 4.5
He literally
hours.
the first thing he said as Cosby was getting like driven away from the prison was like, I'm gonna have to go on tour about this.
Such a comic.
He's literally going to.
That's a true comic right there.
And he's gonna have free pudding pops. Just the most sketchy,
lure.
like yeah, just a
Lure
free
people.
glass of water is waiting for you at your seat.
kind of a Cosby
You
style
think he
trap.
I would love to get him in a bachelor party,
Yeah.
Ryan. I think him in Austin, Texas, Bill Cosby live bachelor
The actual
boys.
Cosby crew.
Yeah, and he
This
just-
crew, this crew last night fucking roofied themselves. They ended up getting kicked out and halfway through the headliner set because they were falling asleep at the table. And then one guy, and then I walked out, and one guy they were just like stretching in the lobby. Like they were getting kicked out, but getting time to like sober up a little bit because they weren't being that disruptive. They were just fucking blackout drunk.
Yeah.
And so one guy was doing he was doing that thing where you slap your knees.
Okay.
it would be great if Bill Cosby was the star of Woody Allen's last film.
It would make sense.
Oh yeah, he should cast like
and
everybody.
then Louis C.K. is the cameo in the maternity.
No,
Class.
Robin
The-
Williams. He's still alive.
Yeah.
Robin Williams still living. He's still alive, right, Ryan? So we got to get him.
As
in
far
the
as I
class.
know.
Louis could be in it. He's like, oh, geez, my cock.
I'm lame now.
I got kids. Kids are
Kids
great.
suck. Oh wait, no, now he says kids are great now.
Hillary Clinton is awesome.
I love kids. Love Hillary.
Yeah, his kids are adults almost now.
They're almost old enough to watch him jerk
Anyways,
off.
William, what's the next movie? Can it be not 6 hours long?
You know, movies go by a lot faster if you don't take multiple blunt smoking breaks.
I had
You
to
can-
because it was too long. And
There's
I don't
some-
smoke
well, you
blunts in
don't-
my house.
That's the nice thing about this movie is you could step away to smoke the blunt while the movie's playing.
No,
and you don't
see, I
miss.
have
You
trouble
have
with
to
that
time
because
it right, but like
well,
What's
there was
everybody's ratings?
yeah, because there
What's
was
your
really
rating?
long. Every scene was like 5 minutes long.
you
Let's
guys
do the
which is dope.
ratings.
You go first.
Adam, go first. Adam, you're the big
Ryan.
boy. It's Adam first.
I'm not the big
Adam, go
boy.
first. Adam, go first.
Is it
Give
your
your
birthday?
opinion.
I get
Adam-
I guess I'd give it a 5.
You sick
Five?
person. You're sick.
You
'Cause it's-
weirdo.
Well, it's like really good.
I
and,
should have
like,
known.
the way it takes turns or the turns that it takes.
But it was
into like
in
more interesting,
subtitles.
crazy step story. Also, it's French. You got to give a star or two for French. It's probably
Jackie Chan's
smart,
not even in it, Adam.
cultured.
Didn't
That's
even
my
mention
one
Jackie.
issue with
Well, I
it.
think the reason why Adam liked this movie is because it's a romantic comedy, and that's his specialty. This is
Yeah.
these tales, people of different classes, people of different ages. Will they get together? Won't they get together? There's her mom is annoying. There's problems. Ryan, what's your rating?
2 stars.
For
and
real?
that's
Harsh but fair.
yes. 2 stars because it's like it is very good. Like the
You would recommend it to a lot of
cinematography
people?
was good. I would recommend somebody to watch it for sure. I would say at least one watch. It's worth a watch. It doesn't need to be 2 hours long, but it does because each like those 5-minute scenes, like the bathroom scene, was fucking amazing because it was as long as it was, and it was like real time. It brings you in and you get sucked into the real time emotion. It's good. All of that is good. The fucking plot is just fucking boring.
Well, I was going to say,
It's just like rich people shit, I guess, even if they aren't actually rich. This is just like not a problem. Her getting
She's-
laid,
but
it's not
she's,
a problem I
fucked
can get
up.
invested in.
she's going
Yeah, it's-
mad the way.
Yeah,
This
but
is
it's
a
not
tale
a
of the
character I
heart.
got invested in.
But it's not.
But
no,
I'm
it's
being
not a
honest.
romantic-
It's a
this is not
2-star
a
for me.
romantic
I didn't
comedy,
get-
though.
I didn't empathize.
What I was going to say is this is not a romantic comedy. I actually thought it was like more of like a
It was like the
um,
Joker.
thing about like a
character-
character study of like a pervert,
Character
of a
study of a-
perverted mind.
No,
Pervert's
no.
mean.
They
She's
meet
not
cute,
perverted. She's
they
got a
knock their heads
specific
together.
thing.
She's perverted in the sense that like a fucked up situation living with her mom until she's 40.
I'd
has
say the only
perverted her
perversion
mind.
was the glass and her
She's
making out with her
repressed.
mom.
She's
you
repressed.
like
Her mom
girl-
represses, like hovers over her, and like she
Yeah,
can't do
yeah.
anything.
2 stars
feel
though.
that.
2 stars.
That's
If you like
perverted her
Ghost of
mind.
Girlfriend Pass, check this movie out. You like a nice romantic comedy, Ernst Lubitsch, classic
Failure to
stuff.
Launch.
No.
That was based on a Lubitsch movie, actually.
5 stars, great movie. It's a masterpiece. It's Michael Haneke's best movie.
I'd
Nothing
give
ever made
Ghost
is
of
as
Girlfriend's
good.
Past 10.
Nothing is as
10 out of 5.
satisfying. It's a great character.
What's your rating?
Ghost of
5
Girlfriend's
stars.
Past.
5?
Next month we're doing
My God, you guys are so fucking
Halloween.
boring.
4.5,
Halloween.
5.
we're cinephiles, Ryan. we appreciate the movie for what it does and we're like, ooh, it's boring. What a bold choice.
Well, no, it like mixes these boring
What?
piano scenes with like her
Ooh,
sniffing
that's
cum rags.
stupid.
And
You guys
shit.
are
It's not
stupid.
boring, you know?
No, it's good.
Y'all-
It was.
It's a
Y'all
little
stupid.
long. It's a little
Duh,
long.
I'm from Texas. Duh, y'all
I'm not
stupid.
from Texas. I live in Texas.
Duh, I'm a Texan.
You
Oh,
moved
weird.
to
I'm from
Texas.
San Francisco, where I poop on the
Hey,
ground
that's
because
personal.
I'm a.
We don't
'Cause
make
that's your
fun of
kink.
that. We don't make fun of that.
That's your-
Okay.
That's
I'm
his
San
kink.
Francisco, where I take advantage of elderly
up.
ladies. I'm a San Francisco plumber, and I take advantage of dandy little old ladies and get $2,500 out of them.
Shut up.
You coward! And I poop on the ground. You
Don't
pooping
make
on the
fun of
ground
that.
for?
That's personal.
That's why you thought. That's why
We're
you
talking
thought
about my
she pooped at the.
family.
That's why you thought she
Ryan,
pooped at the drive-in thing because
he's
you thought
got a
that's
point.
normal. Being a
That's how
an
we do it
SF
in San
guy.
Francisco. You damn right. That's how we do it. We
Damn.
shit on the
We-
street.
Poop outside of teens making out cars at a thing.
It's interesting.
I
Different
told you.
audiences can have different interpretations of a scene.
It's
Based on,
not
like, you know,
interesting.
their-
It's fucking
their
stupid because my
context.
opinion's right. No, Adam, your context is you're in a shed with a Halloween cot decoration and a fucking trash bag full of Aladdin's palace tokens.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make a really big wish. What's the problem? What,
Told you
what
I
don't
was
you
one
get?
away.
Yeah, I'm
You're
one
gonna
away
make
from
a
being
wish at
ready to make a
9/11
wish.
for what again? I can't remember.
I want to make a wish that 9/11 never did happen. So we didn't.
Which
We
one?
don't have to.
Which
never
9/11?
How dare you say such a
Forget. Ooh,
thing?
I better specify.
Yeah, the year.
I don't want to get
That's
a
what they never
technicality like
specify the year.
leprechaun trick sort of thing. 2001. Okay.
9/11 2008 was my best fucking day of my life.
Shit. I take that
Don't
away
take
from
that.
you. That would
Don't
be
take
fucked
that
up.
back. It was at a 9/11 commisery party.
That was the best take.
You guys
You
don't
got a-
have
you got a few
9/11
too
parties
many.
every year?
It was a pool party. So, or it became a pool party, I guess.
Well, I have a birthday party for my two little buddies who are 9 and 11. Yeah.
Why you bro?
9/11 party. That would be
Oh, you
if
fucking
you're a
San
parent out there
Francisco
and you're in this
weirdos.
situation, it sounds like it's maybe you shouldn't do it, but it's kind of cute, a cute thing to do for your kid's birthday party. Hard to come up with
9/11
birthday party ideas. for your
9/11
kids.
theme.
Just if you're in that situation, you had like
Taylor
that
and
2 year
Cody.
separation.
That's so funny.
Their birthdays are around the same time.
Wait a minute.
It's on 9/10 and
Dad.
9/12.
It's hard to find a theme for all
You
these birthdays.
you gave yourself the
you know, a new
biggest
theme.
present, Dad. Oh, it's my 9/11 party.
That does sound
As
like
he looks, Tim Allen looks at the news and he watches the first plane go into the building and he goes,
We're gonna need
And
some
when they're
home
falling,
improvement
it
on
goes-
that building.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba-da-da.
"Banana."
Wilson's
Those are
wearing
good,
like
man.
a burqa.
I do that on stage.
There
all the
should have been
time.
a Home Improvement 9/11 tribute episode.
There
one
was
is-
when
That
when the
meant a lot to
what-
a lot of people.
one time on one episode they did do a little salute, little nod, little tip of the hat. He walks down. I mentioned every time he walks down to his basement, he hits his head on the same pipe every time, and it's like you've lived there for 30 years. Figure that out.
Yeah.
One time he goes down, and it's not there because Osama bin Laden flew a plane into the tiny pipe. So the pipe wasn't there, and Tim Allen walks down, he didn't hit his head, and he goes, ah. He
What
did
about a
like
Tom and
reverse,
Jerry?
and then it did a 9/11 tribute, and it listed all the names. It just went straight
the
to
victims.
credits, and it listed all.
What about Tom and Jerry? But it's like a little Osama bin Laden and two little buildings chasing him around.
I guarantee there's a Tom and Jerry episode where a plane gets flown into something,
Yeah.
Tom's the
like
cat,
a little
right? Like, he's
airplane,
wearing
like a little
he's-
paper plane.
He's wearing a building outfit, and then little Jerry's
I mean, that
in a
show's
little airplane.
exclusively political.
A lot of
You
truth
could
in
read
that.
it that way.
No, it's
All right.
exclusively political.
It's about race in America.
That's how it started. No, it's about Tom and Jerry. What the fuck? Give me cat
Tom
and
is
mouse.
white. Jerry's black. The white man's always chasing the black man.
Wow, white man's always putting fucking glass in a pocket.
Yeah, that's a very Jerry move, honestly. Putting the
You know
glass
what
in your
my-
pocket
you know
is
what
a
my
Jerry
move
thing.
is?
It's not a
I
Tom
put-
thing.
It would
I
have been
put
cool if she ran a
rocks-
little mouse hole after that scene and was
Yeah.
laughing.
And she's big enough. She's about 5 feet.
And the girl who cut her hand looked into the camera and was like, "Ow!" And our fingers started throbbing, and they got very big and like, like very wacky.
And then the Warner Brothers circle comes in.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
next
Jerry
month,
doesn't
See,
sound
that'd
so
be a better
innocent now,
movie. That'd
does
be a
he?
better movie. Yeah, what's next month? What
Now
the
Jerry's
fuck are we
not
getting
so
into?
innocent.
What are we
next month
getting
we're doing
into?
horror movies for October.
Ah, fuck.
What about Garbage Pail Kids for Halloween?
It's a scary movie.
That'd be crazy.
I mean, it's a non-horror Halloween movie, right? Isn't it?
I don't wanna
Halloween?
watch
Oh, no,
that
Ernest
movie.
we got
It
it.
might
We'll be
be
doing
I
too
don't
good
want
to
to
talk
watch
about.
that movie. It's
Well, we'll
funny,
do
but
Ernest
I
Scared
don't.
I've
Stupid,
seen
I
it.
guess.
Yeah, I've seen it only in a big party atmosphere. I don't want to solo that.
It's brutal.
Ernest Scared Stupid is both a horror movie and a
I
comedy.
will 1000% always back an Ernest
You
movie.
got to do it, Ernest.
We should do an Ernest
opportunity.
movie
You
every.
two should do an Ernest movie.
William, you started this podcast and you're trying to get us to just do it without
You're
you now
the man
because
that's on
you're sick
film.
of doing it, but now we're
Yeah.
holding you to it. You wrote the note.
I-
You wrote the 2 little fucking notes a year
Yeah.
ago. You wrote those 2. This is
And
what I
we're
want you
fucking
guys
you,
to
William.
do. I want you to choke me. And we're in the house right now, pushing your mom into the other room.
I will not be there
Throat
for the
fucking,
Ernest
yeah.
Scared Stupid episode. Adam and
Oh,
Ryan
and now
will
you're
do
gonna
it.
tell me it ain't right?
Okay, that sounds like a good one for us to do. This is there's free will on this show, so
No, we need to put Will in a cage. Is the problem? William needs
Free
to be
will.
in a fucking cage.
I don't like
no more
Ernest
free
Scared
will.
Stupid. I'm a big fan of the Ernest movies. Ernest Scared Stupid is not one I like.
it's
Oh,
too
because it's the
babyish
most
for you.
popular one.
What about Hubie Halloween?
That is fucking
I've never-
good.
I was saving that. I missed it last Halloween, so I've been saving it to watch. this
Oh, then
Halloween.
let's
mean,
do
that's
that
a
instead
good-
of
maybe-
Ernest. Let's do that instead of
You
Ernest.
two do that one.
Okay.
No, because I
don't-
want to talk to
I'm
you
down,
in that
man.
one.
Whatever
William.
happens, I'm down.
I want to
That's-
have
that's
like
the
a
takeaway
common
for me.
ground.
You
All
can have
right.
it with
What's the
Adam.
Halloween movies then that you're gonna want to do?
Are you
dude?
gonna do actually scary stuff? Let's do it.
You've
Give me
never
sa-
been scared of a movie.
They
ever,
scare me,
Ryan.
man.
Shut
Bro, I'm
up.
scared of the ocean.
I'm the ocean, horses, and spiders are my top 3 fears. Not in that order.
What about? I was thinking Brain Damage. That's a good one.
I never heard of that.
I killed 2 brown widows last week, by the way.
Why? Well, you racist.
You shot them.
Widows of
Fucking
color.
race.
Sorry.
Were they jogging?
And how
You
many
hung
how
up-
many
you
how
hung
many
them
white
from a
widows
tree?
how
No,
many
no,
white
no,
widows
no.
did you let
They're
walk
hanging
by?
from a tree. He's just laughing.
He was
All right,
killed 2
teach you a lesson. Looking at my wife like that while she's watching Midnight in Paris. I'm gonna hang you, boy. Gonna hang you. It's like,
Spider. Also, they're
Please don't-
widows, which is
Please
they've
don't
been
hang
through
me, boy.
enough.
Please
Your
don't
child
hang
is
me,
gonna be
sir.
so fucked.
I'm only 5 years old. Please don't hang me. I'm only 10. The 2 little
No, the
spiders. being hung.
spider. I'm talking about.
I'm
spider.
sorry, they were 9 and 11. That would have been
I
funny.
mean, you only
Damn.
deal
I'm
with
only 9
widows
years
when you're
old.
hanging out in a shed all the time. So that makes sense.
Yeah,
You're in their territory.
I'm protecting my family by keeping all the brown widows away.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Driving his
Get off my
Confederate-
lawn,
I'm
you
just saying they
brown
don't
widow.
belong in this neighborhood. That's all I'm
Driving
saying.
his Confederate flag, Dukes of Hazzard car.
Fa-ba-da-da-na, fa-ba-da-da-na, fa- No, but the sound is the Home Improvement. Dun 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 dun. Ba-da-da. As you're honking every time in a Confederate flag, Dukes of Hazzies, and you get out in your Daisy Dukes with your
Yeah, your Daisy
balls, your
Dukes,
balls hanging.
your twist tie flannel top pulled up so your belly's visible. Give your pigtails
Strawy,
going.
hairy balls are popping out of the bottom.
Your
Anybody needs
pigtails.
a Halloween costume, I do.
That's right, mister. We're gonna show you a little Black Widow justice.
You go never
The brown.
forget.
So Halloween movies.
Brain Damage. That's a good one. You ever see that, Adam?
Yeah, I have seen it, but I'm done.
Oh, you see it.
I've lived it. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
We got to surprise Adam. We're going to show him the movies he hasn't seen. What about Night
I
of the
don't think you
Creeps?
can surprise Adam.
Night of the Creeps.
Thanks, man. Sure.
No, that's not a compliment.
I
I
never
think you're
did.
the only one that can surprise yourself.
That's a good way to look at it.
No, because
That's a
you're
good, like,
so in
mindset
your
to
own
have.
world. You're so self-absorbed that we couldn't surprise you because you're not paying attention.
Oh, right. That's my like little trick.
Adam he's the only person who could
My-
throw himself a surprise party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He could set up it all, do all, he
Okay.
could set it all
He's-
up, invite everybody over,
Forget about it.
and then just
I'm-
go. And then he'll just
like a
go
half
to the
an hour
movies
late,
and
I'm like,
forget
"Oh,
about
fuck."
it.
Forget
He
about
just
it.
shows up
You
late.
literally show up home. You just show up.
They're texting you. They're like, "Hey, man, where are you?" Like, what?
It's at a laser tag. It's obviously at a laser tag.
We're about
and
to
you
lose
show
the
up.
room. The party's. I thought
I
you
wouldn't
were
be
here.
surprised because
God,
I would just
I
be
threw
going
my-
there anyway. If it was laser time.
Exactly. That's why
No.
you forget because it's just in your routine.
Yeah, that's part of my daily routine.
The only birthday I've ever celebrated with Adam was once at a laser tag.
It was fun, right? William was there
And
too?
like yeah, it was a blast.
It's
Laser
cool. We're in
blast.
Alhambra. We're in the Chinese part of LA.
Yeah. Laser Quest? No.
It was not a great. We got blazer tag here, bro, in Texas. I'm telling you, come to Austin. We got blazer
I'm
tag.
down.
It's 3
Dude,
I tried it.
levels.
Oh fuck. That sounds hardcore.
And then like I went to the bathroom and then I just see Adam smelling all the tissues on the ground.
Yeah.
I was like,
Finally
"Whoa."
A
using
lot of
his
cum
tokens.
tissues for a laser
He just
tag.
had a trash bag full of tokens, and he's just using them to
And then the rest of the night he just had little flecks
Just
of toilet
watching-
paper
just
stuck to
watching
his
the
nostrils.
watching the select screen on the porno because he doesn't want to use his tokens.
He
So
just
he's
like,
watching
yeah.
all four. He's watching all 4 videos,
Dude,
the 5-second clips on repeat. That's all.
What
he
am I, a moron?
That's
I'm not
called
going to
being
pay
smart.
token.
Yeah.
What am I- as he throws that sack of the trash bag full.
porno theater
coins.
tokens.
What am I?
No,
an
of
idiot?
Aladdin. What am I? He's already knee deep into this lifestyle. What am I, an idiot? Am I going to pay for this? You
I'm
gonna
no
pay 50
sucker.
cents for this?
He goes up to a prostitute and just starts jerking off. He's like, I'm not going to pay for this. I'm just going to jerk off looking at you. This is so much
He's
cheaper.
laying- He's
If you
laying
could
dead
come
on the
before they
floor of
get
his
you to
own
stop,
apartment. He's
That's-
laying fake dead on his limp on his floor of his apartment while he's actually getting raped. And he goes, "What am I going to enjoy this? What am I, an idiot? Am I going to pretend to enjoy this? Get out of here!"
Yeah.
So we talked about a lot. We talked about a lot on this episode, and
Two
I
old
just
men are
the
raping
only
men.
We're just trying to
the
get
only
people
apology.
to forget about Ryan's
well, I need
text.
to. I want to say an apology, and I want to backtrack a little. I'm sorry that we even mentioned AIDS. I forgot that Adam had a family member that died of AIDS. So the only
Thank you.
thing I'd
His
like to
husband,
redact is
Terry.
any jokes about AIDS.
And
Terry
Because he
Glenn.
died of AIDS.
Don't
He
erase
might have-
Glenn.
Terry
AIDS is-
Bollea,
Hulk Hogan.
R.I.P. Terry Bollea.
Rest in
Oh, no,
peace,
no, don't. Just
Mrs.
relax,
May,
everybody.
Mrs. Babysitter,
Mrs. Nanny.
Mrs. Nanny, Mr. Nanny, or whatever the fuck that ballerina
The
has
widow
VHS
of
looking
Mr.
is.
Nanny.
Universal Soldier.
And also
Oh, wait,
everybody.
no.
Adam's an ally.
What was that movie?
So
Suburban Commando.
Suburban Commando. Christopher Lloyd. Great movie. Shot
We
in
should do
Florida.
a Hulk
that.
Hogan month or something.
Shot in Florida, I believe. Hulk
Trying to think
Hogan
of
month.
months that would sound good with a Hulkster thing on it. Hulk of July.
You and Ryan can do
Hulkamania.
Hulk
What the
month.
fuck are you talking about? Hulkamania
All right.
month.
All right.
can
Well,
all
so
do a
what, so
little-
what are okay? So we're doing Night of the Comets for a
All
garbage.
right, let's start.
Night
pail.
of the
Let's
Creeps.
start the episode. Let's start
Night
recording.
of the Creeps. What about Bubba Hotep? Have you guys seen that?
No, I haven't heard of any of these.
Bubba Hotep.
That's the whole
Come
point.
on.
That's the whole reason I'm doing this podcast because I haven't heard of any of these.
Hubie
dumbass
Halloween.
movies.
Do people want to listen
my
to this?
guy,
I
I've
don't
heard
know.
about that. Heard it, seen it.
We have no idea. We have no information or data or anything about what movies get actual people to listen or people want to listen to episodes about.
People want to listen to episodes of movies they've seen.
Yeah.
So if they've seen the movie, then they enjoy the episode.
So there's no.
So no one's going to enjoy The Piano Teacher because almost nobody has seen it except for the
It should have
creepiness of
been.
it.
It
Except for the hardcore fans, the creeps.
2001 is too late for this kind of movie to be coming out. I'll be honest with you.
Too early, in my
Hey,
opinion.
Let me be honest. A little too late.
Should have
It
come
should
out
have come
after
out in
they had time to
2004.
process. the
No, it
events
should
of
have. This is like
9/11.
in 1982. It's like evolve the art form. I get it, French film. Like you're good and you're doing this stuff and it's complicated relations and stuff. But fucking 2001, you're doing shit from the 60s.
Right.
Evolve it.
There's only two
Evolve it a
movies.
little.
Boy Meets Girl and A Stranger Comes to Town. Okay, and this
I'll
is
tell
Boy
you
Meets
that-
Girl. What do you want
No,
me to say?
there's only one. There,
Hubie
it's not even a
Stranger-
movie.
it's
Stranger Comes
There's
to
only
Town.
one show, and it's Boy Meets World, and that's why I learned everything, and that's why these movies is lame.
Yeah, where's the Mr. Feeney sort of teacher? Why can't he be the piano teacher?
I want to see Mr. Feeney get raped.
Wow. I mean,
By
that one girl's
Sean.
doing OnlyFans. Is Mr. Feeney next? Is he going to start an OnlyFans?
Who's that one girl? There's only
The
one
redhead.
girl doing
The redhead.
OnlyFans now.
The redhead from Boy Meets World.
Topanga.
That's cool.
No, the other one.
Damn, fuck. It would have been
Why not?
Miss
Make your
Topanga.
money.
Topanga. Just think about it. Like, she'd make a lot of money.
Her tits are a little small for my taste.
Topanga's.
Yeah.
They're like the same size as her head and her. She is so evenly
I'm
proportioned.
sorry. I like a busty
She
lady.
is
Okay. I don't like these child looking non-curvy women that are all the rage now. It's like, yeah.
Mhm.
Give me curves. Give me something.
You should watch
Okay.
She-Hulk.
No, that's a curvy lady.
Curved all up in the bicep, tricep area.
She's a little pale for my taste. I like a woman with color.
No,
She
you
has,
don't. Oh wait, no, that was Adam that only kills the brown.
Yeah. Adam hung She-Hulk when she tried to bang him.
Adam, here's a script
He-
right here. Somebody
he
write
tied
this.
her
Here's
up
a
and
script.
dragged her on
It's
the
called
back
the
of
it's called the Brown
Prius.
Widow. And Adam is a racist person who goes around and only kills brown people that have lost their husbands. That's a serial killing.
That's
And
fucked
he's,
up.
and he's dressed like an Indian, like Peter Sellers in the party.
But then they have Ethan Hawke.
And he's all
be
confused
you.
by the customs.
Yeah, it's just very confusing. And he's got sheets. His
Is
thing
the
is
party
he's
a
got like
Halloween movie?
shade sheets. He's got shade sheets to see if like you're brown enough, or if you're too. If
We
you're
should only do
if you're not the
blackface
right-
movies for
Hey,
Halloween.
Color
For Halloween.
samples.
No, I'm done with the podcast
Shade
about
sheets.
blackface.
Only
movies.
brown face, blackface movies.
No, we don't
The
need to-
party,
we don't need help
Short
talking about
Circuit.
fucked up shit.
guys wearing
Short
makeup.
Circuit's sick. Okay, now I feel you. So you're
Pretending
talking
to be
about
Indian.
That
good.
has brown face in it.
Yeah, Fisher Stevens is playing an
the
Indian.
dude,
Wow.
the main character.
Steve Gutenberg? No.
That robot is such a piece of shit.
Is
Johnny
Gutenberg the main
Five.
character?
In Short
He's a
Circuit. He's
fucking
replaced by
dick.
Michael McKean in Short Circuit 2, who's
I
playing
mean,
a
that's
different
the brown
character.
face.
But, he's
But the Short
basically
Circuit 2
playing-
is
I sat
better.
I sat across the aisle and behind one row on a plane from Michael McKean the past year, like couple years. And
On
I
Coach?
yeah.
He
and
was
I
in
watched
Coach?
him,
What a loser.
Yeah, that's where all the losers
I mean,
go.
I think that's where Adam belongs, but Michael McKean.
I was gonna say,
come on.
I
No,
like-
it is surprised.
I
I was
like
surprised
how-
he was with us losers too.
I like how you didn't go, Adam, you were in first class. you go, he
No
was in
world where-
coach.
But he was watching. I watched him watch the Frank Grimes episode of The Simpsons.
Did
And
it
that was fun,
confuse you
honestly.
because you remember him as like a brown person from the show and as the brown widower?
Yeah, I held up.
Adam's
my
all
color
creepy
samples.
watching, like, oh, he's watching the Frank Grimes episode. Oh,
Yeah, I'm watching it.
He's all
Smelling a
twitching.
rag.
yeah.
Watching that on one of the screens, the other screens has the Chuck Berry fart. The other screen has it because you're just out there, just minority reporting.
I watched him watch the Chuck Berry fart on Hooker video.
I watched him watch that and I hated that. And you said you hated watching me watch him watch
Well, you
that.
sense it, so I thought
Would have
I'd
been
check
cool
it
if she
out.
had all the celebrity sex tapes and she was picking them in the arcade and she's like, oh, Chuck Berry farts on hookers.
Oh wait, Dustin Diamond. That could be
Why don't
fun.
they
Diamond,
make? Why don't
That's
make
the
they
Dirty
make those?
Sanchez.
One Night in
Why
China.
don't they make those porn rooms where she sniffs the cum rag or the cum tissue? Why don't they make those little screens more
That's my
like
She-Hulk.
a fucking arcade
That was
game?
my She-Hulk. R.I.P. baby.
If there's a joystick and some buttons to pick which video you wanted to JO
Yeah.
to, that would be fun as fuck.
China
dude.
played
If they were just
She-Hulk, right?
Have one of those like motion
Yeah.
seats in it.
One Night in China.
But she also
Wait,
played
is
She-Hulk.
China
in the-
dead?
As Xbox in
course.
China.
No. Next, you're gonna tell me Robin Williams is dead.
Oh yeah, China was a She-Hulk. China was. That was
Robin
our,
Williams is alive, Ryan.
It's our She-Hulk. Our real true
All right.
She-Hulk.
I know you
Jesus
love
Christ,
Robin
thank
Williams,
God.
and he's your favorite actor. He's alive.
I've been waiting for 1 hour photo 2 to come out.
William, did you just say China is your She-Hulk? Is your real She-Hulk?
Yeah, not the fucking new Disney Plus.
I made that joke on the text thread.
Well, I'm stealing it.
Okay. Just want everybody to know. William's
That's my She-Hulk. Okay, but you also watch She-Hulk.
very China-ing me.
So
Yeah,
you're
I'm gonna
very
tweet
fake.
this and then I'm gonna get more tweets about it.
I'm watching
Good.
She-Hulk a little bit. I've seen a couple episodes. No big deal.
What did you think of Sandman,
interested.
Adam?
How do you spell
Thought it
China?
was bad.
How do you spell China? The rest
With a Y.
Yeah, how?
CHY.
CH.
We're just like there's people listening to like these 3 complete idiot losers.
Well, I'm
Talk about how
tweeting
you
it
spell
right
China.
One
now.
idiot
Look at her
loser and
sexy.
2 really cool
I'm
guys.
Don't-
tweeting it right now. China was my She-Hulk.
Remember when William?
Good.
Oh, remember all the things that William thought about this movie, Ryan?
Wait, is this problematic if I post this?
Ryan, that's my
No.
joke.
Oh.
No, I know. That's why I'm
You
doing
just got
it.
Carlos Mencia, bitch.
No, because
I hate
this
this
is
feeling.
because you said it in a text instead of a tweet, and then William stole it and said it verbally, and so now I'm gonna put it in a tweet, and I don't
I'm
tweet.
getting Mencia and Schumer at the same time.
Here's the deal.
I'm
If
gonna go on
anybody's-
Twitter and I'm gonna search China was my She-Hulk.
Let's
China was my She-Hulk. May 17th. In my opinion, China was
It's
more
me.
made a
It's
more
me
believed
tweeting it
She-Hulk
May
than what I've
17th.
seen. May 17th. Don't mix up China with the CCP. She was my She-Hulk. Blah blah blah. So this is a common thing. It's
I mean, there's a
hack.
difference from saying something that has been also said.
I
on the
made a
internet
hacky joke,
versus
that
just taking a
co-
joke that somebody told you like a week before.
and
But
it's a
I'm
hacky
taking the
joke, and I
joke.
regret
I'm
saying
taking the
it.
joke from the person that took the joke
Sure,
from
you're
you.
fi-
So that
there's some-
makes me an artist.
That's the most cowardly thing you could be acting like right now, William.
no, the most
Here we
cowardly thing you
go.
could be doing is being a lion with your tail tucked between your legs.
I
But
gotta
we're
go.
humans.
Good point, Ryan. Thank you. Someone can put it all in perspective. That's
Okay,
What is
Ryan.
this
Thank you, Ryan.
lighting on me?
That's-
Look at this lighting on
That's a
me
good
right now.
way to wrap it up. Hey, I wrote down a quote that I thought that sums up the
Yeah,
movie.
China is my She-Hulk.
Yeah,
Is
China
it?
is my She-Hulk.
I'm stupid.
No, is it
Do.
Oh, who said that in the movie?
Your mother.
You didn't see the.
Fucking
You didn't.
idiot.
What the fuck? You didn't catch
Talking
that
about
Carlos
stuff from the
Mencia
movie.
cameo? This was 2001. That could have
That'd
been
be awesome.
possible. That could have been possible.
Just
Yo,
throw in
lady,
Carlos
you need
Mencia
to
for
All
chill.
right,
some-
yeah.
for some-
Let's hear your quote. Let's hear your quote.
for some
And then
It'll be
this
really
is hold
funny.
on.
It's
This
not
is
so
the
really
No, it's
funny.
actually this isn't funny.
I'm
Adam,
leaving
say it.
Zoom. I'm
Say it.
leaving
I think
Zoom
it's
after
gonna
you
be
say this. Though.
really funny.
This is the punctuation of the episode. Do it.
Do it. Make me laugh at him. It's gonna be really funny. So say it.
Well, I'm saying something.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, man. Say it.
I'm
Say
saying
it.
something that is not funny. It's actually a
Quote it.
quote from something else.
Oh
It's-
yeah, he's gonna crush.
William, let him
Come
say
on,
it because I
bro.
gotta pee. Let him say it because I gotta go.
I just want to say that I don't think that I'm not saying that this is like a funny quote. I just was bringing it up to maybe.
Let us
Bring
know.
the-
Start
bring it
with
back to the
quotes.
movie.
Let us
Is it
know when the
diarrhea?
quote starts. Let us know when the quote starts.
Oh, weird. Adam's taking his
This is the
clothes
quote
off.
on the movie. This is the quote. What is this foolish desire driving me into the wilderness?